Deep and wide, so deep and wide, there's a fountain flowing deep and wide, deep and wide, there's a fountain flowing deep and wide. You and me at Calvary, there's a fountain flowing deep and wide. For you and me at Calvary, there's a fountain flowing deep and wide. Wide and deep, there's a fountain flowing wide and deep. Wide and deep, there's a fountain flowing wide and deep. A student song for you and me at Calvary, there's a fountain flowing wide and deep. For you and me at Calvary, there's a fountain flowing wide and deep. Twice. Still a new choice? With Jesus in the vessel, we can smile at the storm. So, with Jesus in the vessel, we can smile at the storm. Smile at the storm. Smile at the storm. With Jesus in the vessel, we can smile at the storm as we are sailing home. Sailing, sailing home. Sailing, sailing home. With Jesus in the vessel, we can smile at the storm as we are sailing home. In the vessel, we can smile at the storm. Smile at the storm. Smile at the storm. In the vessel, we can smile at the storm as we are sailing home. Keep sailing, sailing, sailing home. Sailing, sailing home. With Jesus in the vessel, we can smile at the storm as we are sailing home. We can smile at the storm, smile at the storm, smile at the storm. We can smile at the storm as we are sailing home. Sailing, sailing home, sailing, sailing home. We can smile at the storm as we are sailing home. We can at the storm, at the storm, at the storm. We can at the storm as we are sailing home. Sailing, sailing home. Sailing, sailing home. We can smile at the storm as we are sailing home. We can at the storm, at the we can at the storm as we as we are sailing home. Okay, there was a hill on the ground. Cala senze nisonke bazalwane.
There was a hill on the ground. 2. There was a hill on the ground, and the ground was never seen. There was a honor, and it was never seen. There was a tree on the hill, and the hill on the ground, and the ground was never seen. There was a honor, and it honor, and it was never seen. There was a branch on a tree, and a tree on a hill, and a hill on the ground, and the ground was never seen. There was a honor, and a honor, and a honor, and it was never seen. There was a nest on the branch, and the branch on the tree, and the tree on the hill, and the hill on the ground, and the ground was never seen. There was a honor, and a honor, and a honor, and a honor, and it was never seen. There was an egg on the nest, and the nest on the branch, and the branch on the tree, and the tree on the hill, and the hill on the ground, and the ground was never seen. There was a honor, and 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 it was never seen. There was a bird on an egg, and an egg on the nest, and the nest on the branch on the tree, and the tree on the hill, and the hill on the ground, and the ground was never seen. There was a tree and a kubo, and a kubo on it, and a on it, and a on it, and a on it, and a on it, and it was never seen.
Okay, look, one finger, one thumb.
Yeah, Lipi. One finger, one thumb.
Sibona ukuthi abantu bayaconcentrate kangakanani bazalwane. One finger, one thumb, keep moving.
One finger, one thumb, keep moving. One finger, one thumb, 2. One finger, one thumb, keep moving. One finger, one thumb, keep moving. One finger, one thumb, keep moving. We all clap your hands. 2 fingers, 2 thumbs, keep moving. 2 fingers, 2 thumbs, keep moving. 2 fingers, 2 thumbs, keep moving. We all clap your hands. 2 fingers, 2 arms, 1 arm, keep moving. 2 fingers, 2 thumbs, 1 arm, keep moving. 2 fingers, 2 thumbs, 1 arm, keep moving. We all clap your hands. 2 fingers, 2 thumbs, 2 arms, keep moving. 2 fingers, 2 thumbs, 2 arms, keep moving. 2 fingers, 2 thumbs, 2 arms, keep moving. We all clap your hands. 2 fingers, 2 thumbs, 2 arms, 1 leg, keep moving. 2 fingers, 2 thumbs, 2 arms, 1 leg. Moving. 2 fingers, 2 thumbs, 2 arms, 1 leg, keep moving. We all happy and head. 2 fingers, 2 thumbs, 2 arms, 2 arms, keep moving. 2 fingers, 2 thumbs, 2 arms, 1 leg, keep moving. 2 fingers, 2 arms, 2 arms, 2 legs, keep moving. We all happy and head. 2 fingers, 2 thumbs, 2 arms, 2 legs, 1 leg, 1 other your hand, keep moving. 2 fingers, 2 thumbs, 2 arms, 2 legs, 1 other your hand, keep moving. 2 fingers, 2 thumbs, 2 arms, 2 legs, 1 other your hand, keep moving. We all happy and head. 2 fingers, 2 thumbs, 2 arms, 2 legs, 1 other your head, stand up,
Keep moving. 2 fingers, 2 thumbs, 2
Stand up,
sorry,
sit down.
stand up.
No,
Wait,
it's only stand up.
Stand
It's only
up.
stand up.
Okay.
Okay, we're continuing from
2
stand up.
fingers, 2.
2 fingers, 2 thumbs, 2 arms, 2 legs, 1 other your head, stand up, keep moving. Two fingers, two thumbs, two arms, two legs, one other your hands, stand up, keep moving. Two fingers, two thumbs, two arms, two legs, one other your hands, stand up, keep moving. We all clap your hands. Two fingers, two thumbs, two arms, two legs, one other your hands, stand up, sit down, keep moving. Two fingers, two thumbs, two arms, two legs, one other your hands, stand up, sit down, keep moving. Two fingers, two thumbs, two arms, two legs, one other your hands, stand up, sit down, keep moving. We all clap your hands. Two fingers, two thumbs, two arms, two legs, one other your hands, stand up, sit down, go out, come in, keep moving. Two fingers, two thumbs, two arms, two legs, one other your hands, stand up, sit down, go up, come in, keep moving. Two fingers, two thumbs, two arms, two legs, one other your hands, stand up, sit down, go up, come in, keep moving. We all clap your hands. You're gonna jump. Let me see.
Ngiyabongelela abangcwele egameni lenkosi uJesu. Amen. Ngiyezwakala. Ngiyanibingelela egameni lenkosi uJesu. Amen. Sizosukuma-ke sicule ukuthi number 20. Ngicela nize nizoculisa bese sicela uma mphakathi azosivulela ngomthandazo.
Vuka kuthala moya wam, 2. Vuka kuthala moya wam, qhubela phambili, bayashona sezulwini, khuthalela umqhele, izwi likaNkulunkulu elikubizayo, linomvuzo wakomkhulu kuyakutheleyo, efwini lawafakazi konke kusobala, khohlwa indlela eyize uqonde phezulu, umsindisi ngumqalisi walololuhambo.
Nkosi uJesu, amen. Ngicela ukubonga uNkulunkulu ngaleli thuba siphe lona namhlanje. Ngibonga ambassadors ngoba vele you a target group ebenginifuna. Ngibonge director engisebenza nabo isupport abangipha yona. Hayi ngiyabonga bantakwethu. Ngiyabonga kakhulu. Sesoyiqala ke icareer. Mhlawumbe ngenzeka ukuthi kuyiposter nibone okunye. Kodwa kwesinye isikhathi izinto uyaplana zingahambi as planned. Kodwa lokho akusho ukuthi izinto ayiqhubeki. Kuleli bandla ke izinto ziyaqhubeka. Namhlanje sesoqala ke icareer kodwa sisazoyiqhuba mhlambe every quarter. Ambassadors nabantu abenza ugrade 7 sizobe siyaqhuba lama program ukuze sisizakale sazi ukuthi la ngaphandle emhlabeni kwenzeka kanjani. Niyibona leyo nto. Ngoba kwesisikhathi thina sikhule ingekho lento. Kodwa nina seninako sifuna ukunika the whole support, sifuna ukunika yonke into esikhona ukunenzela yona. Umuntu bese yayikhethela. Lapha phambi kwami ke bazalwane kuleli bandla. Nathi into emnandi. uNkulunkulu siphila abantu abafundile kuleli bandla. Nani sifuna ke nithathe ke iBayton niqhubeke. Lapha phambi kwami ngino-sister uPhumelele Baloyi Brown. Besikhonza nalo siqala iBlessed Hope sasinaye. Waseyahamba ke yosebenza eGoli ke ngoba isikhathi esiningi sasebenzela ekhaya. Le ntombazane ke iphuma ePhemville. Ngake nezwa ngePhemville. Ya iseGoli ePhemville. Kodwa wakhetha ukuzohlala eNewcastle. Sithina kuleyo ndawo. Amen. Unanika kwesitholeka ukuthi unani. Une-national diploma in civil engineering. Lithini ibandla? Umama womuntu osifazane civil engineering. Ya, bese banani ne-inclusive education. I-inclusive education nizoyizwa ke uma seyichaza ngoba nami siyenze naye. Wasenza i-honors ku-AAC. Ngayithatha kuyi-Bayton ngenza yona i-AAC. Iyona engenza ngikwazi ukubuka ukuthi la ngaphandle kwenzekani. Sasigijima nayo ke isiqwaqwade emakhanda. Yaze yathola umklomelo omkhulu e-university mayigrada ngelinye ilanga. uSister Phumi loyo. Wabuya futhi waseba ne-BTech, Bachelor of Technology kwi-Post School Advanced Degree. Hey, ayikhanjiwe. Abuya abe ne-BTech ku-Education Management. Abuye futhi abe ne-Advanced Management Diploma. Abuye abe ne-Project Management. Njengamanje une-current masters. Yeah, kumanje wenza research ku-masters ku-public administration. Abuye futhi enze ini uyi-manager emsebenzini angithi. Then udila manje ngani integrated learning. Yeah, okunye uzobe sekuchaza ngoba lezi zinto ayibhalela zinkulu. Sister, thank you. Thank you very much. Ukusingatha isimo wavuma. Kunjalo le nkonzweni kumnandi. Fanele futhi izinto singayithethi personally. Uma uyileader izinto ezinje ziyenzeka. Ngibonge kakhulu sisi mangicela wasukuma wathi at your service. Thank you very much. Kanye naba abangiphathisile nebandla konke ngiyambonga uNkulunkulu. Ngizocela nibuze, lalele, nibuze, nithathe nikudingayo. Niyeyuzwa lokho. Ngiyabonga abantu abamnani ninika isikhathi nize nizolalela. Inkosi yomusa isize. Over to you Sister Phumi.
Ngibonge sisifikile nge-introduction, it's very humbling. Nginibulise zihlobo ngoJesu inkosi yethu, amen. Singiza ngapha khona soba seduzane nani. So that sizokwazi uku-interact la sidingeka khona ukuthi si-interact khona. Okay, into engizokhuluma ngayo namhlanje engizoyi-addressa, it's about social ills because they affect us on daily basis and sometimes they determine i-destiny yethu, particularly nina as young people. Now, what are social ills? A social ill, it's a problem that affects many people within a society. It is a group of common problems in present day and as well as in many people. Angifaka ngibuko abazalwane. So it is often the consequence of the factors extending beyond individuals' control. Those are social ills. It's a common problem. We have common problems as South Africans, namhlanje. Now, the examples of social ills, it is poverty, number one. Number two, it's unemployment. In South Africa at the moment, I think it's sitting at about 43% unemployment. We have so many graduates, abanye they've got masters, but they've never been employed since they started their career in career education. So they've never been employed. We've got so many graduates that are sitting at home who have no work at all. And we've got so many, again, of people who have no education background, but still they're sitting at home. So unemployment, it's one of the social ills. Unequal opportunities, it's one of the social ills. At the moment in South Africa, there's a gap between the rich and the poor, if I might put that way. Those who are rich, they're extremely rich. And then those who are poor, they're extremely poor. The average people, in percentage, it's far, far, far less. So it gap it's between the rich and the poor, and unequal opportunities. When we look at South Africa again, there are so many unequal opportunities. It is South Africa in bureaucracy and men, they're still given more opportunity than women. And again, another unequal opportunity. It's also based on the gender between male and females, and then even racism between the color schemes. Yeah, and then nutrition. We've got so many people who are hungry. Abanye, they can't afford any basic nutritious food. We've got social problems such as substandard housing. You can see Masiaga Matugusa ubheka uzobuya ungene edrobheni ukuthi the substandard housing. Ngibheke izindlu ze-RDP lezi ezakhiwa namhlanje. And in fact thina ayakhona ama-RDP ethu kudala okwakubizwa ngokuthi ama-matchboxes. Ama-matchboxes, when you compare them with the RDP houses ezikhona namhlanje, you can see the difference. Inkulu difference. Those ones, ama-matchboxes, they are stronger because they're still standing now. And it was very rare ukuthi uthole i-matchbox yenze njani i-crack. But now, because of tenders and corruption in South Africa, that is why we've got what substandard housing. We've got unemployment, which I've already mentioned. We've got discrimination. Discrimination, it happens even in the education system. The so-called Model Cs schools, most of you in his attendai, you were born after 1994. You're not supposed to experience any discrimination, but it's there. You are treated differently from the white folks. Discrimination, it's still there, yeah, and it's very high. It is also one of the social ills. We've got child abuse. Child abuse, angazi ukuthi ngingakhuluma ngayo the way it is what it is so high, and it's one of the things that destroys our society. Child abuse. We've got women abuse, women battering and abuse. It's one of the social ills. We've got ilona, neglect of children. Neglect of children. And in most cases, the neglect of abuse and neglect of children, it happens amongst, our teenage girls, namhlanje. They have children, most of them, the majority of them. And they have children at a very tender age when they are not supposed to have had children, when they were supposed to enjoy in ubushabab, and then they become mothers. And they still want to continue with what? Enjoying ubushabab. And then that's where neglect happens. And because of poverty, because of poverty, unemployment, and all other social ills, you find that they also bathola abantwana recurringly. And bese kuba futhi another thing that contributes kakhulu pregnancy, unplanned pregnancy, issues as a social grant. Instead of our government making things better, they're making things worse ngani the social grant. In as much as manje seyifake even the boy child lama 350. Ama 350, they're not helping. But they're increasing the problem, so social ills. Because these young men, they have got no accountability, no responsibility. They get that 350. It doesn't contribute anything to poverty, in alleviating poverty. They take it in there and then they drink it. It doesn't even reach home. So that's the contribution government nayo futhi eyenzayo. In as much as a social grant le yabantwana, it was meant for good thing. But at the same time, it promotes pregnancy. So we have that. We've got a high rate of crime in South Africa. And we have a high rate in terms of substance abuse and substance abuse, which is also another contribution of what? Social problems. Substance abuse, when you talk of substance abuse, we talk in terms of drugs and alcohol. And it's unfortunate to even nasenkonzweni ikhona. And it's worse among our young females, our young girls. Substance abuse. Substance abuse, it leads to rape. It leads to unplanned pregnancy. Substance abuse. And then bese iletha futhi from pregnancy bese iproducer mental illness. Usisifikile ukhulume ngani ngelona ukuthi we did inclusive education. Inclusive education, we're dealing with mental retardation, physical, it's mental retardation, physical retardation, and so forth. So it's so high, even with South Africa as a whole. And then bese kuba khona ke ama causes a mental retardation. There are 3 types of mental retardation. We've got profound. Profound are those who are institutionalized. You see, laba baqhazamat, laba who can't do anything, they need to be even not at home, kept at home, but they need to be institutionalized. Bahlale kuma care, ama home care, where they are taken care of. Bese kuba khona severe. mental retardation. When we talk of a severe mental retardation, sometimes it's physical and as well as what mental. For instance, examples akhona. The AAD, attention deficiency syndrome, where you find children who abangakwazi ukuhlaliseka eklasini, children who are ever, active to an extent that ingqondo futhi ayikwazi ukwenza njani ukugraspa. And most of them, they are kept with medication. Even that medication doesn't help because mabe pila in Zactarine, Iratalin. Iratalin ibenza ukuthi babe ama-zombie. They become zombies. I-AAD le. Now bese futhi siba ne hydrocephalus. Hydrocephalus, it's when a child is born with a liquid la brain, ekhanda. Now, the times where that liquid needs to be drained. Esibhedlela yokwenziwa operation kukhishwe lamanzi. Yilaba banamakhanda amakhulu. Mthole nani enekhanda elikhulu. And that's very painful. It's painful to the child, it's painful to the parent. Because bahlala besesibhedlela labantwana. And they're between ukufa nani nokuphila. Yayibona lonto le. Bese kuba khona ne-Down syndrome. I-Down syndrome nayo, it's a mental retardation. Then those are severe types of mental retardation. Bese kuba khona the most painful one. They call them borderlines. Borderlines maningi. There are borderlines that are married, but people don't know what they are mental retarded. You need to have education to understand what type of a retardation. Borderline akazazi ukuthi mentally retarded. Uya esikolweni uthola ukuthi repeater grade 1 guy 4 times. And mostly again, borderline, because of our frustrations, the lack of understanding, condition yakhe, they also end up beguma drugs, drug abuse. So it's better umagu find out at an early age ukuthi une borderline. We've got borderlines that are educated. Borderline ingafika eklasini unormal njengawe nje. But masohlala ubheka izenzo zakhe, and then that's when you learn. If ufundile ngabo, ila ubona khona ukuthi something is not right la. There's something that is not right la indlela behavior ngayo. So abanye they do go to school akreme azayofika uba ne degree. But that person is a danger to the society. Because ufike to that level ngani ngokrema, once wakrema mawuqedile ngale nto le yenza njani, it goes out of your brains. There is no understanding, there is no learning, there is no comprehension in what you've learned. So as a result, you can't even apply what you've learned. You crammed to write an exam. Wabhala leyo exam, why pass? And then emva kwalokho kuphelile, you are aimed again. So that's the most dangerous one. And like I said, you cannot tell. That's another danger. Because physically, they are well. But the problem ilapha kuphi brain. So it's one of the things that is cause amalon. And then social ills in South Africa. There's no society that doesn't have social ills. And there's no country that doesn't have social ills, but they depend. They are social ills according to countries. So in South Africa, we include high levels of poverty. In South Africa, it's a poverty-stricken country. There are so many people who go to bed without food. And that is why what we saw in July, the looting, one of the triggers is what we saw, the unrest that we had. It's poverty. It's poverty. A person or pillar under poverty, it's like a ticking bomb. They can do anything. So we've got high levels of poverty in South Africa. We've got alcohol abuse in South Africa. We've got illiteracy. Our young people, abaningi uthola ukuthi babaleka esikolweni, they don't complete their education. And then, njoba ngishilo njengama-borderlines, they end up being frustrated. Aphume esikolweni, angene kuma-drugs, angene kubani, alcohol abuse. Illiteracy, which leads to illiteracy. And then other contributing factors in South Africa, it's women economic dependence. Women economic dependence. That one, I think it's very critical because we need to address it. Sibhekise young girls. Our consequences are very painful. We see women today being killed, young girls being killed by boyfriends. It's because of one of the contributing factors of that, ile. Guba dependent. When you have a boyfriend, you see an ATM. When you have a boyfriend, funeka akunakekela ama-needs, your economic needs, your financial needs. Udepende kuye, and then uthola ukuthi naye futhi unama-social ills because ukhulele ekhaya elingekho stable, maybe. And maybe ekhaya kune-poverty, like I said. So, mental status sakhe, it's not balanced. And that is why masothi usuyamshiya. You can't do that to me. Then abese yakubulala. So if we can address that, bantwana bami bamantombazana, learn to be independent. Learn to be independent. Uqala usemanje, tell yourself in your mind la, because it all begins here. Okuthini, ukuthi I will work for myself. I will work myself ukuthi ngibe njani, ngibe independent as a girl. Ungarely emntwini wesilisa. I know some of us, some of our young people, they grow up, especially girls, they grow up without fathers. A father figure in a girl child plays a very critical role in terms of proximity, in terms of knowing who you are, your identity as a girl. It depends on your father, the relationship that you should have with your father. But in most cases, the father figures are absent. They are not there. And hence our young girls, begijimele bafaneni bayofuna uthando okufuna ngabe ulithole kubaba wakhe. It should be your father that tells ukuthi you are beautiful, my daughter. It should be your father that tells ukuthi you are special. But your father is not there. Abanye, they don't even know their fathers. Then abeselfuna lo thando lukababa. Ahamba yokuthi boys. Bese kuba khona ke le promiscuity, which leads to what? Dependency, financially, dependency in everything. Emntwini ongasubaba wakho. We are not his responsibility. Asiyona responsibility. Akusubaba wakho lo. Awazi kuyomenza ATM. Abanye, they go to an extent of looking for what? Or sugar daddy. And in most higher learning institutions, amantombazane agijima nabo sugar daddy. Because they're looking for something that they were supposed to get it from their fathers. But they never got it. The fathers are not there. So that one, it comes on women's economic dependency. Hey, it goes a long way. uthi phenda kulo muntu, you become pregnant or abusive. Uba abusive nisase kwi relationship nje ngakenzeki lutho. Uba abusive lo, very controlling towards you, you lose yourself kulo muntu, and then from there uba pregnant, and then there's no support during your pregnancy, because that's when you need a lot of support when you're pregnant. And then uthola ukuthini, i-pregnancy lena, it leads to emntwaneni onjani. Okay, during nayo leyo pregnancy, ekuqaleni nje, there is also alcohol abuse, drug abuse. Then kule abuse le alcohol, kuba khona kwi-pregnancy yakhona kubizwa ngokuthi i-fetal alcohol syndrome, where you find that a young girl uthi nayo ufuna ukususa away the what angazi ama problems anawo, or abanye they drink ukuthi no, that's life, it's a norm, everybody does it, so nami I should join. I was shocked yesterday when I was told ukuthi there's a grade 10 girl odakwa zakhohlwa ukuthi ubani. Grade 10, umuntu ofunda grade 10 una 15, 16. So already lo muntu useka kuphi kuma drugs, ku alcohol dependence, then aba pregnant, aqhubeka aphuza utshwala, and then bese iba nale syndrome. Le syndrome affects lo mntwana, not only physically, even mental wise. Ngoba i-development yakhe sephumile lo, akakhuli njengabanye abantwana abanormal. So uyaphuma i-brain yenze njani? It's affected. And permanently so. Permanently so. Yayibona ukuthi nenze njani manje? Yeah. Then uma usuka lapho uphinda umneglect futhi lo mntwana. Uhlukane nobaba wakhe lo mntwana uhamba uyothola another boyfriend. Bese sithola i-rape yabantwana. Like that 6-month-old child who was raped by a girlfriend, a boyfriend kamama wakhe. 6 months. That child abe destroyed completely. Completely. Physically, ilona yakhe la, i-system yakhe la, it's dead. Then bese kuba khona ne psychological effect. Future has been destroyed. Niyayibona loo nto le? Niyabo ukuthi ama-social ills anjani? Niyayibona loo nto? Yeah. So, economic dependency. Nokuba ne low status in a relationship. In a relationship, when you have a relationship, you should be like this. You should be at par with a person on a relationship naye, angithi? Kungabi bikho ozodominate the other. Ufile wena as if you are a nobody. Yena uyo oplon. And this happens again kuma relationships in. You see, another thing engicela ukuthi nginikhuze kuyi. When you are 14 years old, why you in a relationship? What is the purpose of having a boyfriend at the age of 14? Angela, a relationship no girlfriend at 14, a girlfriend at 13. What is the intention? Yalog. Boys, asikhulumeni, mantombazana. Mayoshela wena usukushelelana. Are you sure? Ubani one girlfriend? Mvelo. Wemvelo. Mvelo, now how old are you? Una 17. Do you have a girlfriend? Are you sure, Mvelo? Awukaze washela uso. Yeah, but I know there are some even in the church who have got boyfriends that kunama relationships la. enkonzweni, about 13 and 14 years. Sisifikile, what's the purpose? Because yonke into oyenzayo, you must do it with what? With a purpose. You want to achieve something. Now, if uzoba ne boyfriend at the age of 13, 14, what do you want to achieve? Yini ofuna ukuyi-achieve? Because the purpose yokuba ne relationship with another opposite sex, it's to say, at the end of it all, I want to get married to this person. I want to build my life with this person. Angithi? Now, starting at the age of 13, 12, abanye. Yeah? What is the purpose? Yeah? Bangahluleka ukungiphendula. Yabo. Sometimes it's because of peer pressure. The peer pressure. So Renzo is doing it. So nami ngizothi ngikwenze. Angithi? Sometimes the influence yani peer pressure. Uthi hey mngani wami, do it. One other thing, ama-peers akho. Ama-peers akho have got the same problems now. And they're very long, they can experiment now. Yeah, they experiment now, but influence ukuthi uyenze into. Yena bese athini, stand aside. Akuyeke wena uyongena emgodini. And then from there bese kenza ngawe in example ahlekise ngawe. So don't listen to your peers. Ungalaleli ini ama-peers enu. So we've got physical abuse. So we've seen news, women are being killed in a very brutal way. Very brutal. Physical abuse, and we've got rape, and we still have a great deal of denial and stigma accompanying in diseases. We've got HIV, which we also deny, and HIV now, it is part of what? Social ills. Now, what can we do to address our social ills? The education is the solution. Education is what? Is the social, it's the answer to all our social ills. In terms of our skills, if we can have those in education, it can address all the social ills that we have. The unemployment that we have, high levels of poverty, education is what? Is the solution. So I think abantu abazolandela emva kwami, they will address issue yani education. The government has tried to address it in terms of what? In terms of TVET colleges and as well as what universities. But I think TVET colleges are a solution to all the social ills that we have in South Africa. If you, again, could take, you can grab the opportunities that are there in TVET colleges and run with them, you will find yourself in a better situation or better circumstances than situations that you find yourselves in today. Siyabonga.
Siyabonga sisaphumi. That was powerful. Ngiyabonga nje ukuhlala kwenu la, ningayisoli nizojabula ekugcineni. Manje ngizocela ke kuze ubayanda. Ubayanda umthiya lo. Abakamthiya bakabani? Yeah, sizoba no Bayanda. Bayanda ngizocela uze ngaphambili indaba ezitha. Ubani kuBayanda? Ubayanda umfana nje onjengani. Ubayanda Ubani osazi isikole ekuthiwa kusesiphuthando? Yasazi isiphuthando? Oh, usedanawosi. Isiphuthando isikolo esisemafusini. Nake nezwa ngomafusini. Fanele ngamamphakathi ngabe uyawazi umafusini. Niyamazi umafusini? Ugcwele abantu abaphuza utshwala ngendlela eyisimangaliso. Lesa sikolo bengisupport isikhathi esiningi. Abantwana bakhona ngisho sizobhala i-exam. Sihambe siyobalanda kodwa bayimisele masebefikile. Kube mnandi bagcina bephase ngo-100%. Ngakho-ke abantu abami ningabheki ukuthi ufunda kusiphi isikolo. Niyibona leyo nto. Okubalulekile ukuthi uthisha mayime phambi kwakho utholani. Niyibona leyo nto. Ungacabanga ukuthi mawufunda kwezinye izikolo, ezinye izikolo uyibukele phansi. Nangu ulokhuzana ubayana ufunde emafusini, isikole ekuthiwa uSiphuthane. Unani-ke une-diploma in business management. Abuye abe ne-certificate of viral marketing. Izo zonke izinto azoyichaza. Mina ngizazi, mina ngangazi history nje esikolweni. Uthisha methu uYan van Riebeeck wafika nini? Ngithi 1652 ehamba ngemkhumbi emithathu. Niyibona? Sasitshela ngobani? Ngo-viral marketing. Kumanje usenza i-marketing management no-UNISA. Okunye akwenzayo-ke njengoba la uyi-liaison officer under marketing department. Your floor is yours. Ngiyabonga mfana omncane. Siyajabula ukusebenza nabantu abasha. Niyabona? Thina sihlale phansi lapha. Ngibone nje nisebenze, siyabonga ke indaba ezethu. Awusitsheleke ukuthi uphetheni. Lapha abantwana abazali kanye nama-ambassadors. Igenge abantwana iningi labo iphakathi ka-16 and 21 angithi. Yes, abazoza lapha eTech. Ngiyabonga.
Ngiyabonga ma'am. Sanibonani. Igama ubayanda wakambatha. So, ngisebenzise lo. Hawu amen. Into esingayijwayela. Igama ubayanda wakambatha ngiqhamuka eMajuba TVET College. I'm a school liaison officer under the marketing department. Umsebenzi wami basically ukuthi ngihambe ngiyikoleni or else ma-community meetings or esontweni kanje whereby I deliver a presentation about ama-courses esinayo college eMajuba and admission requirement and the funding available through NSFAS, ne? And then I take feedback ngithola lapho and report back to the office. Umama ngimuze enza iphutha elincane angaka-register no-UNISA ngisazama ukufaka ngisafakile application. Nami ngifuna ukuthi mase kuthiwa kufunakala ama-manager lapha ka-marketing nami ngibe nakho engizobavezela khona khane ngizophatha uyabona sifuna ukukhula emsebenzini. Okay, from my presentation again namhlanje I'll be speaking on the different qualifications esinawo la eMajuba, the minimum admission requirements, and then i-funding ekhona nama-campuses ethu plus ne-application process yakhona ukuthi ihamba kanjani siyonke ne. Right, ukuqala nje ekuqaleni there is a difference between TVET college, private college, ne-university, ne? Right, now umehluko la ukhona. Mawuza kwi-private college, mawuzofunda khona ama-points abawasebenzisi. Mawufunda kwi-private college, abasebenzisa ama-points, but into abayisebenzisayo, i-qualification usuku nayo, bese beyibheka ukuthi iyaxhumana yini noma is it related to the course ofuna ukuyenza khona nabo, ne? Right. Mawuzofunda futhi kwi-private college, ufunda ngemali yakho, akekho NSFAS. NSFAS angithi ngaphansi ka-government, and then private college akahlangani nobani no government. So it's a scheme yakaphi yaka-government, ayikho kuphi kwa-private. Right. Makuthi uze TVET, sikhulume ngama-TVET manje. Nakhona sicishe sifane no-private, asisebenzisa ama-points wena uzo-apply nathi, ne? Into esayisifune kuwe if uzofunda kwi-TVET college. Mina ngifuna u-grade 9, u-grade 10, u-grade 11, noma u-grade 12, or else another qualification related to the course ofuna ukuzoyenza nathi, ne? Right. Ama-points awasebenzi lapha nakithi, and i-registration fee ayikho. Gezwakala? So whenever when you decide ukuthi ufuna ukuyofunda at a TVET college, into ekuthiwa registration fee ayikho, ungakhohlisa ugogo ukuthi khona registration fee. U-NSFAS ukhava yonke leyo nto noma wena uyikhokhele into ekuthiwa i-tuition fee, ngizoyichaza ngamuva. Now coming to ama-varsities. Ama-varsity enye into futhi ebalulekile u-NSFAS. U-NSFAS wase-TVET awufani no-NSFAS wakuphi wase-university. Yabo? Okay. U-NSFAS wase-TVET it's a bursary scheme, ne? Usho ukuthi unikeza ibhazari yokufunda. So, should it happen ukuthi uyafeyila while usase ku-TVET college usafunda ngaphakathi, ibhazari bayayithatha ngithi. Then mase uyiqedile leyo level oyifeyilile usuya kwi-level elandelayo. Then usuyabuya u-NSFAS futhi uyakufanda. Okuchaza ukuthi u-NSFAS akakwazi ukuthi akufande at a TVET level ngebhasari yabo for i-level A1 kabili. You understand? Right. Now, coming to u-NSFAS wase-varsity. Loyo subiza nge-student loan, ne? That's why in most cases masuqedile varsity they tell you ukuthi u-NSFAS uzodonsa imali yakhe khana uzokwazi ukufundisa abanye angithi ukuthi akubolekile leyo mali ukuthi ufunde ngayo. So masuqedile nawe ususebenza ukuze abafweni abangemuva bekwazi ukufunda bazodonsa imali yakho yakuphi yomholo. Kezwakala? Uhluke kanjalo u-NSFAS wakhona. That's the reason why uzothola ukuthi u-NSFAS wase-university bahlezi bewuthola. And then kwi-TVET sometimes angithi ibhasari sibheke ilo ifunding eqhamuka government. Makuthi iyaxega nakhona ifunding nangapha futhi izoxega izophinde futhi mhlawumbe uthi kule nyanga uyitholanga masingena kule nyanga elandelayo singena iseyidabula. Uyayibona into njengaleyo ihamba kanjalo. Lapha na ke-university kusebenzisa ama-points bazofunda khona. Ama-points wabala kanjena kuwe elo ku-matric wakho. Ubala ama-levels. O-level 7, level 6, level 5. Then ke i-LO abayibali in most courses. I-LO usukuyenza just ukuthi ifundise ngempilo. Then la ama-subjects ke sebeyabala. Understand lento? Mawuthi uzowenza leyo course ufuna ukuyenza nabo. Into efuna ukuxwayisa ngayo if for laba afuna ukwenza medicine or nursing nayo konke lokho, mawufuna ukuyokwenza i-DUT. A guy wase-DUT to Mike who's a schools marketer. Uthi mawu-apply uzo-apply ku-CAO form. Yabo lokho ka-CAO apply khona. Then bona kumele bafake as i-first option yakho phezulu. Noma ku-second, but it's first and second. Ungafaki ku-third ngoma option atholayo u-6 ayini mangaphosisi. But mafuna ukuyofunda e-DUT, bafake eqaleni phezulu so that nabazosheshe beconsider i-application yakho. Ne? Enye into efunakalayo noma uthi uzo-apply kuphi-ke manje because nakithi futhi kwi-TVET uma ufika bese si-comparison nabanye abantwana aba-applyile. Sifuna ukubona umuntu ophase kahle. Asifuna ukuthatha nombani. Uyayibona indaba? So, if uzo-apply nawe usesikoleni zimisele uphase kahle so that nami masebe-selecta laphana usheshe uthathwe. Lento ikulekelela nanokuthi noma ususe-TVET phakathi. Kunento emnandi ayenzeka kuma-TVET. Uthi masufundile khona usuphuma usuyofuna i-internship. There's a department nangu baba uLvuno laphana ngiyambona nami. I-department yakhe isebenza ukuthi ifunela ama-students asemajuba i-placement emsebenzini for internship noma in-service training. So masuyimiselile nawe ungaphakathi kwi-TVET waphasa kahle kwi-list yabo le abanayo kwi-database makufika ama-companies mangiyi-company ngeke ngithathe umuntu o-average but ngizothatha umuntu ophase kahle angithi ngimthathe ngimlethe ecompany yami ngimtrain then umuntu usethola i-diploma yakhe. Then masuyitholile masu-applyela u-permanent post nawe mawuyiphathe kahle emsebenzini bese ngakugcina or else masuyofuna umsebenzi at least une-training ka-18 months to 24 months. Kezwakala? Now asingenele lesi semajuba-ke manje. Emajuba we have 2 qualifications. Sine National Certificate Vocational. Esu NQF level 4. U-NCV. Bese siba ne-certificate esibiza nge-diploma program esithi u-NATED. Esithi ekugcineni iphume sesiyi-diploma. Ngizoyichaza le ukuthi ihamba kanjani. Ne? Right. If wena uzowenza u-NCV ulo phezulu laphana sisebenzise nayo i-pamphlet kaMandlovu lapha isithandwa sami. Lapha ku-National Certificate Vocational sikhulumisa u-NCV kokuqala. Leso i-certificate osenza for 3 years at a TVET level, ne? Le certificate lesi sibiza ngo-skills program because indlela yokufunda khona ihlukile, ne? Mawuyofunda lapha kwa-NCV ufunda ngokuthi uye eklasini wenza u-theory usedeskini and then usuzophuma uye kuphi e-workshop noma nihambe niye at a work simulated room la seniwenza khona u-practical. Okushuthi masuphuma ne-certificate saka-NCV after 3 years uphuma ne-skill plus certificate uphuma usuwazi umsebenzi ungacabanga ukuthi uyawazi. Yayibona? Right. Ake senze i-example nje ngeyodwa course. Take hospitality lo mbona lapho under NCV. Asikho esibhedlela, asibo nurse, asibo dokotela, siyapheka. Sezwa? Hospitality sibamba la iswe. Laphana uzohamba eklasini ufundisa ukupheka. Ukufundisa kwakho ukupheka ngeke uzufundise ngo2 plate. Uzofundiswa ngey'tofu ey'nkulu lezi ezisetshenziswa kuma-companies ngaphandle. Uye eklasini uyafundiswa ukuthi sihlanganiswa kanjani ama-recipe, usetha kanjani isitofu i-temperature ibangakanani, then seniyaphuma la eklasini. At the campus niyapheka. Uyayibona indaba? Okusho ukuthi uma uphuma leso certificate usengakwazi ukuthi uhambe naso uyoyivulela eyakho restaurant. Uyayibona indaba? Usungahamba uyosebenza endaweni ethize ngaleso certificate because usuyawazi umsebenzi wenziwa kanjani. Uyayibona indaba? Right. Kunalento ekuthiwa ama-NQF levels. Mhlawumbe abanye benawo anwazi, abanye bazanzela ukchatha lapha nokucheatha ku-Facebook. Ngiyacela ukuthi amafoni asebenze ngendlela elungile. Sasesikoleni senze research about ama-careers esifuna ukwenza. Ngezwakala? So, if ungazazi ukuthi ufuna ukwenzani empilweni, nayi advice yami. Buza umngane wakho ukuthi wena umuntu kanjani. Umngane wakho ngithi yakwazi. Mbuze uma ungibheka mngane mina ngumuntu kanjani. Akuchazele or as wena wenza self introspection uyibheke ukuthi wena umuntu kanjani. Then usuzobheka ama-careers ahambisana nawe, ne? Then from there you'll see ukuthi yiphi ekwi-demand, then bese wenza yona. Uyayibona indaba? Because if uzowenza i-career out of a perception yokuthi umngane wami loyana wenza i-nursing, nawe usufuna ukuba i-nurse, kanti wena mhlawumbe uthanda isibhamu ufuna ukuba iphoyisa. Usuyafika lapha esibhedlela siyagula ngiyiphethele ingculaza, ususibiza hey waza ngculaza, awuze ngaphi ngithi uhluphe wena TB, intentionally uyabona nje uyala nabantu emsebenzini because wenza into ongena passion ngayo. Uyayibona indaba? Kanti mazowenza into one-passion ngayo uzoba nesineke nabantu angithi. Uzothothi yena unesineke nabantu athanda unakela abantu nani. But wena ngoba wenza i-career ulandela ini abangani noma upressurize umama wakho babakho uthi hayi wena mfana wami uyakufanele ukuthi ube yiphoyisa, uyasaba isibhamu. Akwazi ngisho ukulwa, mhlawumbe ufuna ukuba udokotela, uyabona, wamazinyo uyithandela amazinyo nje, uyabona. Wena usuthini ubabayi, wena mfana wami kuyakufanele ukuthi ube yiphoyisa noma ube yisotsha, afike lapha nahluleke, angaperform kahle bamdubula. Uyayibona indaba? So if uzokhetha i-career zibheka wena qala, angithi go grade 9 la kini, go grade 10 abanye. Okay, it's too late, kulungile. Angithi phela manje bese ngithi nginikeza into ukuthi masuzokhetha ama-subject akho ubheka le career ofuna ukuyenza, kumele uzazi saseka grade 9 ukuthi ufuna ukwenzani. Ubheka le career ofuna ukuyenza bese ubheka institution e-offerishayo athina ama-admission requirements akhona. Remember, isikole ngesize kuwe uzosuka esikoleni angithi mahamba i-high school akusuka uthisha ezekini. Wosuka lapha esikoleni angithi. Kunjalo noma usufuna ukufundela i-career yakho at a certain institution, wosukumayo uyifunele. Angeke iMajuba TVET College campus lapha ne-New Tech izekhaya kini. Wozoya khona ufune ini ulwazi. Ngezwakala? Right, now back to NCV. Ningazilahleke kakhulu. Lapha na ka-NCV ke kunalama faculty awu2 besikhuluma ngawo. It's engineering studies and business studies. Lana if uzowenza u-NCV because uzobu apply ngo grade 9 noma grade 10 noma grade 11, grade 12 abasamthatha ka-NCV. Mainly because u-NCV ngokwama NQF levels uyalingana bani no matric. Ngezwakala? Right. Lana ke masungena ukhetha noma yini oyifunayo. Okushuthini ungangena ka-engineering, ungangena na ka-business studies. Noma kuthiwa wenze yiphi izifundo esikoleni, noma kuthiwa wenza u-course noma u-science, u-commerce noma u-science kuyafana. Uzongena ka-engineering noma ka-business studies because thina sikuthatha njengomuntu osuka ka-grade 9 osazokhetha ukuthi ufunani. Ngezwakala? Right. Ake ngichaze into le yama-NQF levels. Ama-NQF levels ahamba kanjena. Kuqala ku-NQF level 1 u-grade 9 loyo. Ama-NQF level ama-National Qualifications Framework. Lokho it's a framework esisebenzisayo eSouth Africa ukuthi sirate ini ama-qualifications esinawo. Ngezwakala? Right, siqala ka-grade 9. U-grade 9 u-NQF level 1, u-grade 10 NQF level 2, grade 11 NQF level 3, u-grade 12 NQF level 4. If uyabheka laphana kwi-pamphlet ekunikeza yona, angithi uyambona u-NCV ubhala ukuthini? NQF level 4. Ukuthi ngokwama-NQF levels u-grade 12 no-NCV bayalingana. So abakwazi ukuvumela ukuthi uphinde i-qualification eyi-1 kabili. Yabona? Une-certificate saka-matric uphinde futhi uzoba ne-certificate saka-NCV. Yes, ayifani because kwa-matric usuke ufundela ukungena kwi-institution of higher learning angithi. But laphana usufundela ini umsebenzi. But ngoba wena usuno-matric already At a TVET level, nated because you do not qualify for NCV, you qualify for nated. Yeah, isn't that? Now, Asam, NQF level 5, national certificate lawyer. Ulo nated enkuluma ngayo lapha national certificate. Kezwa ka? Ulo enginayo mina kwa viral marketing. Then you have NQF level 6, that is your diploma. Ne? Ile enginayo eyasemajuba kwa business management. Kezwa ka? Then you have NQF level 7. Lapho sikhuluma nge-bachelor's degree. Kezwa ka? Then you have NQF level 8, it's your honors. NQF level 9, it's your masters. NQF level 10, yokugcina, it's your doctorate. Usudokotela. Kezwa ka? Ahamba kanjalo ama-NQF levels eSouth Africa. Wa-research ku-Google, ne? Siyahamba. Asikwachazeke lezi zinto lapha andu-NCV, leza imbuzi, ney'mpukane nani ukuthi kukhulunywa ngani lapha. At first, engineering and related design. Under engineering and related design, noma mechanical engineering, kunama specialization. Kwenzeka kanjena ka engineering. If wena mechanic noma engineer waka mechanical engineering, noma engineer waka electrical engineering, uyayukhetha ukuthi wena uzospecialize ngani, yini wena ozodila ngayo. Kufana nodokotela, ngithi odokotela bonke bayafana, kodwa bayaspecialize ngento ethize. Khona udokotela amadlebe, khona udokotela wekhala, khona amazinyo, yabona? Kanjalo kanjalo. Yabona? Yini ngakuthandela ukuba udokotela nsizwa? Kuyakufanele. Right. Then under ama-specialization aka-mechanical engineering, sesizoba nama-specialization ekuthiwa boiler making, fitting and turning, motor mechanics, welding. Yayibona into njengaleyo? Asiyichazeke le imbuzo ukuthi insikazi noma iyisikazi. Lalela. Kukhona boiler making. Labo sibabiza ngama-fabricators kwa-boiler making. Yilaba abasifabricatela insimbi. Uma kuzokhandiwa leya frame leyana, angithi siyazi ukuthi ayifiki nje yana. So, kwa-boiler making ifika udaka, belipolisa udaka. Angithi siyazi ukuthi insimbi isuka udaka. Belipolisa udaka bese belinikeza i-shape yokuthi lizoba yini bese kuphuma leya nsimbi. Ibhodi ufunda ngalo esikoleni liwuthayela ukuze likhandwe liqhamuka liyishiti nje noma kuudaka belipolise lifike workshop sekuyishiti, then ama-fabricators esel-fabricate ukuthi kuzoba yini ibhodi. Yabona boiler making? I-truck lo hlezi uyibona nje awunayo namanje yandlwe lapha ngeke uyibone hleli phansi. Le ephatha udiesel, ephatha upetrol, le tank lela ngemuva. Ikhandwa abantu bakuphi baka-boiler making. Siyazi ukuthi oil idonsa ngaphansi kolandla ngithi. Ama-vessels lawa adonsa u-oil lapho ngaphansi a-install aphinda repair abantu bakuphi baka-boiler making. Uyabona ukuthi u-boiler making u-advance kanjani? Siyandlula-ke kuye. Asihambise laphana ku-fitting and turning. Ofitha bayini-ke bafethu? Fitting and turning yilaba abasikhandela ikakhulukazi amathuluzi esiwasebenzisa kuphi kwa-mechanical engineering. Fitting and turning, ne? Makuthi kumele sifithe mhlambe kumele sihlanganise lezi zinto lezi. Umuntu wa-fitting and turning uzohlanganisela ngamabhawodi asifakele futhi nale yini lokhu lensimbi engenayo ezohamba namabhawodi. Makumele kukhanda ibhawodi leli lisebenza khona la, umuntu wa-fitting and turning olikhandayo. Makumele kukhanda ama-threads la kuzohamba khona ibhawodi, umuntu wa-fitting and turning. Yabona indaba njani? Makumele siyogoba insimbi, fitting and turning. Yabona indaba? Wenza lo msebenzi wa-fitting and turning. Makumele sikhanda udlawu, fitting and turning. Uyabona ukuthi usikhanda ini? Kumele sikhande shifting, fitting and turning. Yonke amathuluzi la sisebenzisa kuphi kwa-mechanical masikhanda. Siyandlula futhi kuyena, motor mechanics. Motor mechanics usimple and straightforward. Ulokhanda imoto. Angithi ama-mechanic abakhona la endaweni usuke ufundiswa-ke la ukuthi ikhanda kanjani imoto. Remember, angithi ka-NCV uzohamba eklasini ufike ufundiswe imoto ikhanda kanjani. Usuke eklasini uye workshop sasekempasini ufike ukhanda imoto, ufike ungcola ucala oil. Yayibona? Uthi mawuphuma eklasini uphuma usugcwele u-oil. Umsebenzi wakho uzobuwenza noma usuqedile. Kezwa ka? Siyadlula saphambili u-welding labashiselayo. Ukuze ibone insimbi seyihlangene laphana u-welding. Labashiselayo kunokushisela okuhlukahlukene. Ushisela ngerod, ushisela ngegas, ushisela ngenye equipment esifikile manje engadingi ugesi. Kuyisibhamu nje, usifaka enye igas, usifaka amanzi bese usifaka ichemical. Sengikhohliwe igama layo. Then usuyaslide ngomentshisi phambili, usuyashisela. Okusho ukuthi manje izinto zokusebenza ziba advance angithi. Uyafika emakhaya ukugesi, ususebenzisa yona le equipment ekwenzani yokushisela. Ifuna nje ukuthi uphathe isigubhu sakhona nalesibhamu sakhona, ufaka any chemical, ufaka amanzi, sesashisela. You understand? Welding lo emahlanganisa izinsimbi. Sehlele ngenzansi khona u-electrical infrastructure construction. Lapho sikhuluma ngo-electrical engineering basically. Uloku kade kuthiwa umama uwenze wona ngisamboni. Onanga lapha kuthiwa wenza ugesi angithi. Ucivil. Hayi angizwanga kahle. Ucivil sazokhulumisa-ke nawo. U-electrical engineering usudila ngogesi, ne? Kukhona ama-specialization awu-2-ke emajuba kwa-NCV. Kukhona u-light no-heavy current. U-light current kwenzekalani khona? Yila khona utshupha ugesi endlini kanje, noma ufaka isigubhu laphana i-DP box, usuke usebenza ngogesi one-voltage ephansi. Kezwakala? Ugesi wakhona uma ukuchokhile esikhathini esiningi hayi uba right yabona. Uyashayeka nje uphinde uvuke. Yabo? But u-heavy current ususebenza ngogesi ongaphandle, usishintshela ama-transformer, usitholela ama-faults kwi-transformer, usifakela igxobo zikagesi, usifakela ama-line cables lawa asuka kwi-transformer aze ayofika ekhaya. Ngiyibona hamba kanjani ndaba gesi? I-transformer ithola ugesi omningi mhlambe it's 1000 volts. Usuke lapho uhambe ngama-cable uyongena kini ufike kwi-DP box, i-DP box ifike iwehlise kube 500 volts. Isuke ku-DP box isiya kuma-plugs kanje isifike isuke 12 volts isicharger ifoni yakho, on i-CCTV. Konke lokho kubhalwe ngemuva lapha 9 volts banibani. So sekuconvertiwe usuke amandla emaningi lapha kwi-transformer mase efika endlini efike semancane khanzi wathi ama-appliances angasho. I understand leyo nto. Usuke ufundiswa ngaleyo nto ukuthi usebenza kanjani ugesi nanokuthi wasebenzisa kanjani ama-appliances akagesi. Kuyezwakala? Bese sehlela kwa-civil engineering and building construction. Ilezi zaka-civil, ilezi zenziwa uma laphana. La emajuba kunama-specialization-ke. Ngiyacabanga u-4. Kuba khona u-bricklaying, u-plastering, u-carpentry, bese kuba u-plumbing. U-bricklaying la esibabiza ngomeselani noma umasondri. If wena ufuna ukuba umeselani ubeka istini ungcole ngodaka ne, ukhanda idle ngoba inje ikhande umeselani, uzowenza u-bricklaying and u-civil engineering. If wena uzofuna ukuspecialize ngokuplastela indlu, masikhandiwe wena nje wakho umsebenzi uzoyiplastela, uzowenza uplastering nakhona uyafundiswa. If wena ufuna ukusebenza ngepayipi, lapho khona khamba ini unumber 1 no number 2, phinde khambe namanzi okupheka nogeza. Yabona lokho? Amapayipi lawa ahambisa amanzi. Ayenziwa abantu bakapambili. Uyafundiswa ukuthi uwafaka kanjani endlini, uwainstalla kanjani, usebenzisa iplank mhlawumbe ipayipi lensimbi noma lo plastic endaweni kanjeni kanje. Kuyezwakala? Usebenza othukela. Siyabuya siza ka-carpentry. U-carpentry usuke edila ngeplank. If kumele kukhandwe naye, bathi yini lento le? I-podium. Thank you. Ngisiyabaleka. Makumele kukhande i-podium, umuntu wa-carpentry. Makumele kukhande i-desk ehleli nangumuntu abezitha lapha, umuntu wa-carpentry. Uma kumele kukhande ikhabethe lakini uyohlezi ulifula njalo ukhipha amaqanda, ukhipha into ezimnandi, umuntu wa-carpentry. Uma usohambile emhlabeni sekukhande ibhokisi, umuntu wa-carpentry. Yabona u-carpentry usebenza ngani? Ngeplank. So if ufuna iskill esikanjalo, nizongena ka-carpentry. Then we have primary agriculture. What is primary agriculture? Is basically this. Mafuna ukwenza primary agriculture. Primary agriculture, you are dealing with crop farming no livestock farming. Uyayichaza ngithi. Uyatshala uphinde unakela imfuyo eplazini. Since wenza u-NCV la emajuba, uzohamba eklasini niphume. Yabona into oyibona la ngaphakathi, oyibone ngathi ngama-tunnels. Siyibiza ngokuthi ama-hydroponic tunnels. Yini ama-hydroponic tunnels? Ama-hydroponic tunnels ama-special tunnels asebenzisayo kwa-agriculture ukuze sikwazi ukutshala noma yini nangoma yisiphi isikhathi sonyaka throughout the year. Angithi sifundisa la. So masifundisa kumele sikwazi ukutshala noma yini kusukela ngoJanuary kuze kuyoshaya uDisemba. Angithi yila ma-tunnels asebenziswa ngisho amabhunu emaplazini abo. Mabe ngama-supplier ey'toro ukuze akwazi ukusupply ey'toro ihlezi ikhona ilo i-crop kumele enze njani akutshale throughout the year. Angithi kuzongena imali. So ama-hydroponics tunnels ayakuvumela ukuthi nalokho kuthiwa kutshala ebusika wena uzokwazi ukuthi utshale nini ehlobo. You understand? Perfect. Now let's come to business studies. Business studies ukhuluma ngani? Ukhuluma ngo-office administration, akhulume ngo-hospitality, akhulume ngani ngo-tourism. So if sizokhuluma ngo-office administration, so sikhuluma ngalabantu ekuthiwa ama-management assistant kahle kahle, noma ama-PA, noma ama-clerk, noma ama-receptionist, ne? Into yenzayo usu-administrator wase-ofisini. Yabona uma ungena esikoleni ku-front desk lo sisomthola laphana lo ofisini lathi shomkhulu nothisha staff room lo lapho ku-front desk wenza lo msebenzi. Udirect abantu mabefika e-ofisini bazoya kuma bafuna usizo, wenza ama-phone queries makhona abafonayo yabaphendula ubatshela bazothola kanjani usizo, uphendula ama-emails, usort out ama-files. Office administration, ne? Uyakwazi nokuthi ube yi-PA yomuntu whereby uyamlekelela ngezinto zakhe ey'dinga zase-ofisini. Kezwakala? Right. Now let's come to hospitality. Remember, Asikho esibhedlela, asibo dokotela, asibo nurse, but siyapheka, singo chef, ne? So since it's NCV, uyahamba eklasini uyofunda ukupheka, uyaphuma eklasini, uyahamba uyopheka kuphi emakhishini ecampusini, ne? Then we have tourism. Tourism ke ilezo kuvakasha. Usufundiswa ukuthi if usebenza ka tourism, iziphi indlela oyisebenzisayo ukuze uattract abantu abakwenye indawo ukuze bazovakashela iphi leyo ndawo usuyisebenzele. Kezwakala? Usimple and straightforward. Upractical wakhona kuhamba kanje. Nifike nifunde esikoleni then senizohamba nekuma excursions. Maybe for 2 weeks or for 4 weeks, maybe twice or 3 times a year nihamba niyenza upractical wenu. Ila khona seniya kuma tourist attraction areas lapho benichazele khona ukuthi utourism usebenza kanjani. Upractical wakho lo. Kezwakala? Right. Wonke nama courses esengikhulume ngawo aka NCV. 70% upractical, 30% theory. Uphuma ne-certificate sika 3 years. Into engifuna kuwe grade 9, grade 10, grade 11 kuphela. Yezwakala? So ufunda sekulula manje. Mina ngifuna uzongiuza ngishuka dating nako konke laphana kuphi eMajuba TVET College. Yezwakala? Right. Now let's come to national certificate oku-nated. Le sibiza ngokuthi diploma program. Ngale ndlela le. Uzofike wenza 18 months theory kuphela. 18 months uhlele deskini eMajuba TVET. And then you do another 18 to 24 months ususemsebenzini sebekutrainer ngalokho kade ufunda esikoleni. Masuqedile lapho then usuya apply kwa exams. Usu apply le diploma yakho bayithathe information yakho bayinikeza u Department of Higher Education and Training ba verify into zakho then usuthola idiploma yakho. Kuyezwakala? The reason why ama TVET colleges ayihlukanise phakathi diploma is mainly because if umfundi sephuma ku-Institution of Higher Learning and Training esene-degree, esene-honors, esene-diploma, esene-national certificate, ethi uyosebenza emsebenzini bafuna experience, angithi uzoyidobha phi ke-experience uphuma esikoleni. So ama-TVET colleges ase-decide ukuthi uzoqale wenza u-18 months, uthole u-national certificate NQF level 5, base uyahamba uyotrainer for 18 to 24 months, and then you require uzokwazi ukuthola i-diploma yakho. Lokho kukunikeza namathuba ukuthi masu applyela a permanent post emsebenzini usheshe uqasheke. Yabona? Because nami ngiyinkampani mazoqhamuka nangu bafo with a diploma yase-TVET ene-experience. Kuqhamuke nangu Malala eqhamuka nani ne-degree engena experience noma i-work training. Mawubheka ngiyikhampani as a company ebheka ukwenza i-profit ngizothatha ubaba. Ngizothatha nangu bafa ngithi lapha we-shirt my stripes. Bese ngiyamyeka uMalala because unani une-degree akanayo i-training. Loyana sothi sigena abenza umsebenzi. Lo uzothi engena ngibe ngimfundisa umsebenzi iqala before azokwazi ukungenzela i-profit. Ayibona? Ikanjalo. Angisho nokuthi ku-disadvantage phela ukuthi uhambe uyofunda i-degree yakho ku-university noma kuphi. Kudependa ukuthi wenze yiphi course. Yabona? Mawufuna ukuyowenza odokotela vele ngeke uzuze TVET. Anginawo udokotela, ngimkhipha udokotela, ngilikhipha phoyisa, ngimkhipha unesi, yabona? Ngipho engineer nabantu baka business. Kodwa wena mawufuna ukuba udokotela, uzohamba e-varsity, bekunikeza the relevant skills bese uyahamba uyodokotela, uyoba unesi. Yabona ndaba? Right. Now mawufuna ukuba engineer la, nawe uyibheke na ukuthi ngizohamba ngiye e-university ngifike ngibe ngifundela engineer. Kodwa mase kumele ngithole i-trade test, uzobuya la kimi e-training center la. Bese ngiyakutraina mina as i-TVET uqhamuke e-varsity ngithi ngifuna ukubona ukuthi uyawazi umsebenzi before uthole i-trade test. Ihamba kanjani indaba ye-trade test? Ihamba kanje. Kulo ufuna ukuba u-engineer. Mawufuna ukuba u-engineer ufunda u-18 months uthole national certificate no N6 wakho ne. Then after 18 months uyahamba emsebenzini uyowenza in-service training for 24 months because u-engineering. Mase uqedile u-24 months usuthola i-diploma yakho angithi. After usuthole i-diploma usuyasebenza emsebenzini usufuna ukuba yi-artisan manje. Uyowazi uhamba uyenzani uyowenza i-trade training center uyayikhokhela wena. Kodwa makuthi usenkampanini and then bese bayakhokhela ukuthi wenze i-trade, then uyahamba uyenza i-trade test usuthola i-trade test certificate. Leso certificate sesakushintsha ekuthini abantu bekubiza ngobani ngo-engineer sebekubiza ngani nge-artisan. Uyayibona indaba? Khona unesi khona udokotela ngithi ma-engineer unesi mase uyi-artisan udokotela. Yabona? Nomholo uyakhuphuka ne-skills siyakhuphuka. Yabona? Usugogodile. Right, la ubhuti baseMpumalanga nosisi baseMpumalanga bafika ngama-Vrupha, yabona? Engineering. Asize la ngezansi ke sikhulumisa engineering because sekhona into ezintsha edekile kade ingekho. Under mechanical engineering sekukhona u-diesel mechanics, angithi kade engekho. What is diesel mechanics? Diesel mechanics kahle kahle usukudila ngeyimoto noma ama-vehicles asebenzisa diesel kakhulu, ne? Especially in ama-truck noma le moto lezi zasemayini, yayibona? So umuntu okhanda imoto ka-diesel nomuntu okhanda imoto ka-petrol abafani, engine zakhona ayifani, ne? Engayizama ukuyikhanda le enye kodwa nje ngeke kuze kufane nomuntu okhanda imoto ka-petrol specializer khona, kanti wena specializer ngani ngo-diesel. Yayibona ukuthi ihlukane ngani? Diesel mechanics usudila ngani ngeyimoto esebenzisa u-diesel because engine zakhona ayifani. Kezwakala? Right. Now let's come to electrical engineering. Sekhona into eziwu-2 edekile lapha. Eyokuqala u-instrument mechanician. Bese kuba u-millwright. Ngizoyichaza kanje nayo. U-instrument mechanician uyabona ngiyacabanga khona la. Uma uhamba ngaphandle la etradini umuzi nomuzi unalama box lawa afika kuthi into esikoma grey. That is part of instrument mechanician. Bafike bevule lapha behlola ukuthi ugesi uhamba kanjani, uhamba kahle bephinde bevala abazi benzani behanga. That is instrument mechanician. Mawusuka futhi mawufuna ukubona instrument mechanician makuzofaka o-Apollo. Mhlawumbe nizange nikubone thina sakubona emafosini ufike manje nje ugesi aba lo wangaphandle phela. Sabona ukuthi bafaka kanjani. If bezo install lawo ma lines azohamba phansi noma bezowashintsha. If bezowashintsha khona into abayiphathayo bayibiza ngani lento? Ngiyayikhohle ingathi u-off. Ino positive no negative. Yile abantu mase begubhile ukuze intambo singayikhiphi yonke ngenasidingo, sifike sithinta isentambeni bese iyasho la ukuthi hayi le ntambo right ngayishintshi. Siyagqiba. Siyela sikhupha iportion encane, siyatesta ukuthi hayi le ntambo ine fault, sesiyakhupha sayishintsha. That is part of instrument mechanician, ne? Right. Instrument mechanician kahle kahle sidila ngani? Sidila nge-machinery noma lapho sicontrola khona i-flow ne-power kagesi. You understand? Asambe. Bese kuba u-millwright. U-millwright uzochaza ngendlela elula kanje. U-millwright is a combination of mechanical engineering and electrical engineering, but focusing more on electrical engineering. Okuchaza ukuthini? Umuntu waka-millwright if ezokulungisa ugesi and then sekuyamphoqa ukuthi asebenzise ama-skills aka-mechanical engineering akhenike uzokwazi ukuthi akhenike, but yena uspecialize kakhulu ngani ngogesi. Yayizwa? Perfect. Now asiye lapha ngezansi ku-chemical engineering because yiwo so-edekile kade ungekho kwa-NCV. Emajubayo ku-chemical engineering wethu so sikufundisa ngokupurify noma ukuklina kwamanzi. Uyosebenza uthukela. Yayibona indaba. So lapha sakufundisa ukuthi amanzi mayengcolile uzowaklina kanjani ukuze sikwazi ukwasebenzisa thina as abantu siwaphuze, siflashe ngawo, sipheke ngawo. Yayibona indaba. Ngoba amanzi ngithi aqala engcolile mase athatha edameni then eseyongena kuma systems wethu sifisa clean sifake lelo chemical esilifakayo then eseyaphuma ngamapayipi asupply umphakathi siyaphuza amanzi aclean angithi. So emajubu usufundiswa lokho. One thing you must notice about ama-TVET colleges is that if izofaka eNewcastle kubheka ukuthi bazoqasheka yini labantu abazofunda la. So uma befika eNewcastle babheka ukuthi yimiphi imisebenzi ekhona la eNewcastle agcwele ama-factories angithi kugcwele khona nanothukela. So uma uthi uyabheka zonke lezi zinto ezilaza ka-engineering uyakwazi uphuma nazo la usebenze local, yabo? That's why ama-TVET colleges if ezokhandwa endaweni kubheka ukuthi bazoqasheka kuphi bese kufaka ama-course akuzokwazi ukuthi umuntu uma sephuma la ahamba ayosebenza khona la. That's why ama-TVET colleges akhandwa ukuthi azo-upskilla abantu emphakathini kusondezwa iy'fundo ebantwini ukuze bezothola ama-skills bekwazi ukuyiphilisa. Yayibona indaba? Right. Now let's come to admission wakhona kwa-engineering. Une-TET manje. Remember le course u-18 months mozoyenza u-theory wase-college. La into engifuna kuwena u-minimum u-grade 11 anopass kwi-maths and physics. But thina simejarisha ngani? Simejarisha nge-maths. Meaning that if wena une-mathematics, pure maths, not maths lit, if une-maths siyakhona ukuthatha ungenayo physics. But i-first preference inikezwa umuntu onani? Physics and maths. Ngezwa kani? Perfect. So la ngifuna grade 11 unopass kwi-maths and physics or kwi-maths kuphela. If ungenakho lokho ngifuna u-matric onopass kuni maths and physics or i-maths. Ngezwa kani? Ukuphasa kweni kulula ke manje sekwaba u-30%, 80%. Namanga upass mark kweni 30% ukuze uphase. naye ke formula right ubhala i-answer right e-wrong ungayibhali siyaphasa. Uyayibona yabo ukuthi lula kanjani dokotela ufika ubhale nje le-answer right e-wrong ungasayibhali ngoba uthisha vele ngaza imali usuyaphasa udlulela phambili uthola u-30 wakho. Yabona masingalanda nje i-report la mem la ka-matric ngoba niphasa ngo-30 bese ulicomparison nelakho ama-marks akha higher noma kuthiwa ithola u-30 noma u-40 mayifika kini mhlawumbe uzobe seno-60 because yeni i-pass mark siyehlile. Yabona na right imiseleke nawe esikoleni asehlele ngezansi manje asikhulume ngalezi zinto before silapho nayo into esalayo. Yabona u-NCV uyafana no-engineering walapha ka-United angithi isizathu salokho sewukuthi if usuwenzile u-NCV wathola u-level 4 wakhona makuthi usufuna ukuthola idiploma yakho ungafuni ukuhlala nesitifiketi emsebenzini uyakhona ukuthatha u-level 4 wakho uzo-applyela u-N4 kwa-United bese uyaqhubeka kushuthi ubani u-9 months ngoba ngithi ihamba ngama-trimester la ka-engineering ngithi it's 18 months N1 to N6 so 3 times 6 ubani dokotela 3 times 6 18 nakho so it's 18 months ihamba ngama-trimester indaba ka-engineering okuchaza ukuthini so fike sibhalise ngoJanuary after 3 months siyabhalisa after 3 months siyabhalisa after 3 months siyabhalisa suyaphela unyaka kunamathiza amathathu mawuthi uzofunda kuphi ku-TVET and engineering ne makubhaliswa uzobhaliswa kathathu uJanuary 3 months bhaliswa 3 months bhaliswa 3 months bhaliswa usuphelile unyaka kunamathiza awu3 kezwakala perfect. Now let's come to business studies. If ungenawo umatric ufuna ukwenza unated business studies awuqualify ukuza la. Kezwakala? First get your matric and then sizokhuluma ukuthi mapha ama subjects sowasebenzisa. Nansi ke indaba. Yabo lo bhala ukuthi introductory business studies okwamanje mzibe somkhulumise emva kalokho. Soqala ngo-financial management. U-financial management usukwenzani? Usukufundiswa ngeimali, budgeting, paying of wages, paying of salaries, anything that has to do with imali emsebenzini uba involved ne usebenzela u-finance department ngale course. Into engifuna kuwe uphasa umatric bese uphasa i-accounting 30%, dokotela ubhala answer right e-wrong uyayiyeka. Uyabona sesiyaphasa siyafunda kulula ukufunda manje phasa umatric wakho phasa i-accounting usuyaqualify ukwenza i-financial management. Kezwakala usebenza ka-finance usebenza ka-supply chain department ngale course. Sehlele ngenzansi we have HR human resources management. Angithi siyazi if sesikoleni noma semsebenzini angibekise ngesikole ama-resources ahlukahlukene ngithi i-desk resource, i-store resource, body resource, printing machine resource, computer resource. Then we have ama-resources angothisha ngithi bangama-resource nabo ngithi. Then thina sidila ngawo ke la kwa-HR kandaba zabantu. We are dealing with ama-resources e-company okuyini ongama-employees. Siyaqasha siyadiliza senza ama-contracts senza ama-leave forms and so on and so forth. Ikwandaba zabantu kwa-HR ne ngofuna ukusiqasha usidilize emsebenzini sikhandele ama-contracts and so on and so forth usebenza la ka-HR. Kezwakala? Perfect. La into engifuna kuwe ngifuna isigisi kakhulu. Ngifuna ukuthi uphase umatric wakho uphase i-English yakho ngo-60%. Ulula ku-60% angithi inkabi yami ubani level 5 level 5 7 67 level 7 60% level 5 right. So wena thola level 5 ku-English and then uphasa umatric wakho usuyangena ka-HR. Yabona ushuthi nomuntu kuthiwa wenza ugeneral nithi kuthiwa benza ugeneral lefunde exubile omemsamele beyilwise leyo ndaba lapha education lefunde exubile za general uyakhona ukuthi angene enze HR umntwana. Uyabona because i-requirement akhona umatric plus English nenza esikoleni kodwa ngathi ngiseyikoleni zabelungu home language noma first additional first hayi right ngoba ngithi home unzima first additional lesingisi nje yabona lezi sikahle yabona bese home isingi yabona home izulu wena wenza umlungu phela wena thina senza first additional lesingisi lesi silule so light right asabe body lalela yimo khuluma management assistant. Le course ya management assistant iyafana no-office administration. Namkhumbula office administration wade sikhuluma ngayo. If ubheka u-management assistant kuyinto efanayo usukwenza u-administration wase-ofisini ne but manje ke ngoba usuwenza i-diploma into engifuna kuwe on your matric lalela malala uphasa umatric wakho uphase English ngo-50% ebese wena ungiphasela i-computer esikoleni sakho mayikhona as a subject. If ungenayo as a subject, mhlambe unayo as a certificate oyenza eceleni, uyakhona ukuyi-attach to your matric angithi. But if awunakho nalokho bhasi uphathe kahle, wayiphasa ne-English yakho, uyakwazi ukuthi wenze le course engithi asizibe yokuqala, Introductory to Business Studies. Leyo course it's a bridging course yabantu abafuna ukwenza management assistant no public management. If ama-requirements akhona engenayo i-computer wakho, ne? Mangenayo i-computer ufuna ukwenza u-MA noma u-PM, uyayenze u-Introductory to Business Studies, angithi uphase u-matric, waphasa English, then wona usuyakuvumela after 6 months, usuyaqala u-18 months wakho wale course ufuna ukuyenza. Now, let's come to public management. Public management is a course okwazi ukungena ngayo ka-public works. Usebenza kuma-public institutions. Usebenza emajuba as a public institution, usebenza kamasipala, usebenza ka-SASSA. If it is a public institution, uyangena ngale course yaka-public management. Sezwana? Lapha wenzani? Ungena ku-department yaka-PR, public relations. Ungene ku-department yaka-finance, because awufani noka-private. Ungene naka-administration. Ukwazi ungena endaweni eziwu-3 ngale course yaka-public management. Sezwana? So, if uzoya kamasipala noma uzoya ka-public works bese u-competition no-private sector, thina sinama-tender processes angithi, ama-process wethu awafani. Bese uya ka-private laphana kuvele kukhishwa imali kuthengwe nomayini, but kithi kwa-public sinama-tender processes, okusho ukuthi u-administration wethu as a whole uhlukile noka-private. Ngezwakala? Perfect. Now, let's come to hospitality. Hospitality, ngoba uselana ka-diploma-ke manje, angisafuni manje u-grade 9 njenga-NCV. Into engiyifunayo u-matric with a pass in consumer studies noma ku-hospitality as a subject. Ezinye iy'kole nayo i-hospitality as a subject, ezinye zine-subject to consumer studies. Ucishe ufane no-business studies but focus more in izinto zokudla, yabona? If ungenayo-ke leyo subject leyo, uno-matric uphasile nje, ngena usaqualify ungena kuphi? Ka-hospitality kwi-diploma yakhona. But if when uqale ka-NCV, wafika wenza ini khona, wenza hospitality NCV level 2, level 3, level 4, and now you want to acquire a diploma, you then can apply go level 4 wakho applyele ubani? Hospitality N4. Kezwakala? Because u-NCV wakho u-level 4 uyalingana no-N3 kwa-engineering. But masuza kuphi? Kwa-nated wena usuzo-apply ngo-level 4 wakho owu-N3. Ukwazi uqualify for ubani? U-N4. Now, let's move. Farming management. Farming management, yakhumbula primary agriculture. Ilaba ngithi ababhizi abatshalayo bonakala iy'lwane, shuthi laba abagijima phansi, yabona? Then farming management, sesikhuluma ngani? Ngo-management abaphathi. You are taught on how to manage an existing farm or to start a farm from scratch. Angithi phela ukufuya plus ukutshala kuyibhizinisi angithi. Ila khona uthola khona bathi yini lento leka babethi yini lento ka-geography. Commercial farming nobani? Ngiyayikhohlwa le commercial farming angazi nobani. Ila khona osukutshala with i-purpose ukuthi uyifide wena, bese kuba khona nenye ukuthi utshale with the purpose okwenza any i-profit angithi. Yes, my chief kuyasho ukuthi ufunda lesingisi lesi. Right. Lapho ka-farming management usukufundiswa ukuthi-ke limanejwa kanjani iplazi eli-existayo or uqala kanjani from scratch. Ufundiswa ukuthi uzoqala kanjani iplazi lakho, bakhokhele kanjani abantu, uzoyimaneja kanjani imali yakho. It's like business management, ne? But lo aka-farming, entrepreneurship. Lawo ama-course engiqeda kwabala manje onke awu-18 months ahlukana ngama-semesters. Semester uchaza ubani? U-6. Meaning that ngoJanuary kuzobhaliswa, after 6 months ngoJune kuyenzani? Kuyabhaliswa futhi. Nama-semester 2. Semester 1 ngoJanuary, semester 2 ngoJune, then futhi ngoJanuary. Yayibona indaba? Right. Ake size kule yoku-apply-ke manje. Masu-apply wenza kanjani? Masu-apply emajuba TVET College, akusafani njengakudala, nkathi nathi sisafunda khona, usuqedile u-matric usungazwenzani, nangu udokotela lapho ushaya umhlaba, usethatha into zakhe, kuthi hamba ufunde emajuba, thatha into zakhe uyobamba ulayini laphana uyafika, bafike bekushaye career guidance iqala, bese yabona ngani noma hayi angenze noma MA. Mhlawumbe uthole nempintshi lapha ingane ntwana sami songena ka-FM, ufike ufail. Yayibona indaba? So, into esisifuna kuwe manje, it's like ama-university, uzo-apply a year before, ne? for the following year. Oshuthi ngoba sizoya ku-academic year waka-2022 uzo-apply manje ngoNovember, December. Azovula ama-applications, u-apply online. Bese i-campus u-apply kuyona, isisenda i-email, bese send i-SMS eshoyo ukuthi you qualified or you did not qualify. Makuthi uqualified, bazospecify kwi-email noma kwi-message ukuthi uzoza ngelanga ukuthi kuleyo campus ngesikhathi sokuthi usuzoqedelela i-registration yakho. You understand? So ayisekho indaba ukuthi uzothi masungazi ufuna ukwenzani. Ayathi ngiyolahlela emajuba akusikho la kulahlelwa khona laphana ne. Sikhiqiza abantu aba-right. Mazofika usifeyile laphana uzokhahleleka nje nawe uyithola usungasaqedi usuqakoleda uNSFAS because masuqedile mafika ecollege say for example uzo-FM unama subjects awu4 uphase 2 ufele 2 noma uphase 3 ufele 1 mase kumele uzolungisa lo 1 noma lo 2 omfeyilile noma lo 3 omfeyilile uNSFAS akasangeni ndawo wosikhiphe ephaketheni lakho uhlala nogoga kanamali uzodla imali yakhe empesheni khipha wena ephaketheni lakho ukhokhele leyo tuition fee. At a TVET asikhokheli ke i-registration fee njengoba ngeke ngachaza. Sikhokhela i-tuition fee. Yini i-tuition fee? I-tuition fee ila khona usukhokhela izifundo zakho lezo zenzayo e-college, ne? Lawo ma-subjects usukuwenza. Khokhelwa uNSFAS ke lokho. But mawuzwe ngathi yabona ekhasi right yabo babi-own uphethe amatekisi uyakhona ukukhokha because it's a public college and kuship yabona. I-subject iyodwa nje ila ko-730 ngigcina last year. Ushuthi manje mhlawumbe sithe ukukhuphuka i-subject iyodwa. Ushuthi masukhokhela i-course yonke mhlawumbe ungagcina uyigibele nje mhlawumbe u-N4 wakho ngakhokha 3,000 noma 1.2 noma 2.3 yabo kukuwe. Yebo indaba. Bese kuba indaba ka-part time eke yafundo eyabuza umema. Kulabo abasebenzayo uyakhona ukuthi ufunde at a TVET college wenza u-part time unated. Indlela yokufunda yakhona injena ke. U-attenda ngama-weekends because it's understand ukuthi umuntu osebenzayo throughout the week uyasebenza and then Saturday Sunday usuya-attend ama-sessions akho ne-lecture akho ne. Laphana uma uthi uzowenza u-part time nina senivala amadleba nisawubheki. Unama-option ukuthi wathathe way-4 ama-subjects uma uthi awu-4 noma mayo-5 wathathe way-5. If u-2 uyakhona ukuthatha u-2, if u-1 uyakhona ukuthatha u-1 because we understand ukuthi lo muntu umuntu osebenzayo and i-workload yakhe yasemsebenzini yesikole emele ingamxini sifuna pass. Yebo indaba. So yena uyakwazi ukuthatha noma ama-subject because uyayikhokhela yena akekho NSFAS ka-part time. Then bese attend ama-weekend athole i-qualification yakhe. Since umuntu osebenzayo vele engathi maseqedile seqeda u-N6 wakhe athathe i-letter from i-employer yakhe if it's related lento ayenzayo emsebenzini lento ade ifunda a-apply kuphi emajuba athathe into zakhe beyithumele kuphi kwa-DHET, Department of Higher Education and Training, and then bese thola i-diploma yakhe. You understand? Right. Ihamba kanjalo indaba semajuba. Bese kuzoba u-NSFAS ukuthi u-applyela kanjani. Lo wethu emajuba if u-apply nathi online. Masu apply ku-NSFAS, u-NSFAS u-applyela online. Angeke ngeke nginikhohlise ukuthi khona indawo u-applyela online. If uzoya nase-varsity u-apply nini? This year for next year kwa-NSFAS online. And esikhathini esiningi bazokubuza ukuthi mhlawumbe usitholile institution bazobuza uye-TVET noma university. Mhlawumbe uthi hayi nge-varsity mhlawumbe sebengitshela ukuthi hayi khamba kahle. Yabona? Ufake ke lokho ufake u-NSFAS wakho. Nakithi kuba kanjalo ne. Mawukuthi udlamile kithi sikunezithuba. Wazama uku-apply u-NSFAS wahluleka. Masungaphakathi siyayise sisikulekelela ke ukuthi u-applyele ini u-NSFAS. Masu-register usuhamba iteshi lezi ehlukahlukene. Masufike kulesa ka-NSFAS bayakubuza NSFAS u-applyele bakunikeza funding bawucela noma i-reference number or whatever bayicelayo u-admin then sebeyakunikeza ini i-tuition fee yakho ka-NSFAS. If uhlulekile bazokutshela ukuthi okay letha ama-documents kanje then bona bese bayakulekelela uku-applyela ini u-NSFAS because usu-acceptiwe ngithi as ilo i-students ase-TVET college. Kuyezwakala? Right. Now sikhulumeni ngama-campuses. Ama-campus esinawo e-TVET awu-5 are-related kini. Sine-1 ese-Dandi, e-2 Dandi Technology Center. Leyo sibiza nge-special campus because it is the only campus situated kuMzinyathi district and it is the only campus e-offerisha ini u-business studies and u-engineering. Kuyezwakala? Hence the reason why kune-pamphlet ekanje yaseDandi ihamba yodwa because it is the only campus enawo kuyi-2. Then la amanye ayahlukahlukana. Now let's come to ama-campus ala eNewcastle awu-2. kukhona u-IT and Business Campus. Le lapha eNcandụ, mawusuka nje lapha eMall, nali isonto la kaShembe lapha, mawuthi uyabheka buqamama, nayi icampus, IT and Business Campus. It is a business campus eofarisha ama-courses akabani? Aka-business studies. If ufuna ukwenza ama-courses aka-business studies, uzokhetha yona masu-apply online. If ufuna ufunda kuphi? E-IT and Business Campus. Kezwakala? And then we have a second campus, Light Out. Kuthiwa New Tech, ilana la eNcandụ la, ngase-training center. Leyo campus leyo i-offerisha izifundo zaka-engineering kuphela. Kezwakala? If you want to do engineering studies, ubheka yona masu-apply online. Sisuke selokishini emadadeni ezinhlanyeni. Kukhona ama-campus amabili. Kukhona uCPD. Awuphephisa yini, ngiyakubona semadadeni usuzaswaba Nkosi yami. Nalutha phela nini. Right. Asilutha ngedanazo. Sikho. Right. Kukhona ama-campus awu-2. uCPD no-MTC, ne? uCPD le campus elapha ngase-police station, elapha ngase-stadium lesi sase-college sethu. Lesi sila. uCPD loyo. Loyo u-offerisha ama-courses akuphi? Aka-business studies kuphela. Sizwana? If ufuna ukwenza ama-courses aka-business studies usungaya khona kuphi? Elokishini ey'nhlanyeni le-CPD, ne? If ufuna ukwenza ezaka-engineering, angosamaza ngibuka kosamngapha, phephisa. U-MTC u-offerisha u-engineering kuphela, sobiza ngoMajuba Technology Center. Ulo onala mathani kade ngitshengisa wona kulama pamphlets enu asedandi, ne? Wena u-offerisha izinto zaka-engineering plus u-primary agriculture, but soon enough uzozimove edandi because endawo enkulu lapha. Yonke ama-campus akhona la eMajuba. Unfortunately, asinawo ama-residents noma ama-res for ama-students ethu. But what happened is, umuntu kuyaqashwa ema-campusini lawo esinawo. Abantu la bahlala ngasema-campusini bayaqashisa indawo zabo to ama-students. Ebese u-NSFAS yangenelela ukuze wena ungayikhokheli ngithi imali yakho ye-accommodation. Uthi masuyi-student eMajuba, uqashile, mawukuthi futhi uyagibela, usuyahamba ecampusini ka-Student Affairs, usu-applyela i-accommodation or i-transport, noma ngokubili. And then u-NSFAS, hayi uMajuba, u-NSFAS ebese kunikeza imali yokwenzani? Yokhokhela umastende neyokugibela. Mawukuthi uzo-applyela i-accommodation, mhlawumbe lo i-transport, mhlawumbe uhlala eDanaza njengami, ufunda la eNewcastle, uyahamba uya-Taxi Association, ucela incwadi eshoyo ukuthi kusuka la eDanhauser uye eNewcastle u-103 umalini. Yabo? Then bona sezoyithatha i-attach kwi-application form ozethwele e-college, beyithathe benizwe u-NSFAS, u-NSFAS akunikeza imali yokwenzani? Yokugibela. Ngezwakala? Ihamba kanjalo into yase-college. Sengiqeda, ngifuna ukutshela nje istory esincane ngomfana waseDanhauser. Mfana waseDanhauser lo weyibuka phambi kwenu ufunde TVET College, asiqale nje lapha esikoleni lesakhe lesi eSubuthando. La kuthiwa khona siyaphuza. Ngiphuziye mina ngenhla isuthi nani ngiyangibona ngithi. Right. Ngafunda khona ngeke ngisho umnyaka leyo mnyaka le kodwa ngi-2009 ngibona ngi-2000. Ngafunda nje ngiqede nje last year. Right. Ngafunda eSubuthando, ngayenza umatric ngawuqeda, ngihlala nogogo ngithi. Sengifuna ukuye-varsity, imali yangishaya. Ngabheka e-college, okuyisecond option. Ngabheka e-college, mangifika ngifuna ukwenza u-IT. Mangifika u-IT awusekho, sekhona ubusiness. Ngathi hayi no, ngiyakuthanda ukuba na-business-ke mina. Ngifuna ukusebenzela umuntu ngize ngiyofa. Ngase ngingena kwa-business management. Ngafunda khona ngaphasa. After some time ngabona ubunzima ukuthi uthole i-training ka-business management. That's why bayifeza out. Ngahamba ngaya eThekwini ngawufuna imisebenzi. Mangithola imisebenzi ngithole izitoro, ngiyashaya usezi lapha ngithi khona nosezi ka-business management, ngiyadayisela abantu nani. Tshela nawo ukuthi abangene esitoro ngenza umarketing, ngime nama-pamphlets ngibanikeza izinto. Ngase ngabona ukuthi ngase ngiyeza kuthiwa kuyaqashwa kuphi? eMenkosa, it's a private college yaka-business eThekwini. So ngiyo-apply khona ngenhlanhla yami bangithathe. Mangifika khona ngisasebenza kuthiwa lo mfana akuthanda ukukhuluma lo mhlobo. Kathiwa mfana ungene ka-marketing. Kathiwa marketing awugijime nalabafana vele babeshoda ke staff sakhona. Ngahamba ngaya lapha ngibuye emafusini, mina isigisi ngisifunde ngesiZulu. Fela lapha ngifika eklasini. Class igcwele abelungu, umhlophe iclass present. Ngasho ngesigisi ubani yena. Phela ngangihlala namakhaladi la eNewlands. Nesingisi sesithe ukuthi yabona. Angisi-understand labo ukusisho nje ukusikhuluma kuyinkinga. angeke ngisikhume ngawo ngamakhala njengawe nje ngisikhume ngamakhala ngafika ngashaya ngesikhathi hayi umfana oshaya umsebenzi kwathi kuselapho then I applied for a course kusho academy online viral marketing sangithi ngiyabona ukuthi ngimnandi nga-marketing anginayo qualification sengifuna ukungena nga-apply ngayenza i-course yami online after that yaphela i-contract laphana bayashintshana every 6 months uqasha abantu abasha banikeza abantu amathuba ne hayi ngabuyi fortunately enough ngiyeza ukuthiwa kuyaqasha emajuba ngangasana lezi student representative SRC bathe intwana kuyaqashwa le ngathi mina kunjalo bathe he ngafaka into zami nami hayi bambona umfana hayi wayifunda nala ekhaya kunano marketing bangithatha ngangena ka marketing ngashaya isipani mangifika ngishaya isipani kwachazeka ikhulu hayi Mr Luvulo bangazi ngo 2 weeks mina ngila ngo 2 weeks base bengazi ukuthi khona umfana ka marketing ofikile bashaya isipani nga-impressa abaphathi manje I'm on a fixed contract ayikabi permanent kodwa usho ukuthi angisasiye trainee soku-fixed manje abole contract ithiwa mhlawumbe ugalelo 5 years imali yakhona nje iza njengoba injalo nje ngoba ungibona nje ngiyi-2000 uyayibona into engichaza ngale story ukuthi impilo ayifuna ukuthi uhlale phansi ucathi izinto ezoyizela kuwe sukuma uhambe uyohlanganisa mawukuthi ufuna ukuba udokotela akakafiki ukuthi ube udokotela mhlawumbe busasonesi ithuba unesi ubufundela ukuba yini udokotela angithi akakahlangani kwamanje musu ukuthi ke impilo mayikunikeza ama lemons bese uthi itswiri limuncu liyababa thatha itswiri wenze ini lemonade uyayibona indaba impilo ikushaya ngezitini thatha lezitini wakhe uyayibona indaba so ifuna ukuthi lento le nawe ukhuthane mawuzohlala phansi uhlale phansi nje uthi hayi yonke into izoyizela kahle noma mhlawumbe wena kade yonke into wenzele ekhaya ucathi nempilo futhi izokwenzela izokushaya impilo gcina usuzonda nabazali ngezwakala so impilo ifuna ukuthi ungahlali phansi deke usukume uyozama ngezwakala uthi upresident wami ke lo wasemajuba ukhumalo we-MSRC uthi for there to be a generation that will wear suit and ties there must be a generation that will be willing to wear overalls and work in the mud yayibona indaba ukuze sibe nesizukulwane sokwazi ukugqoka uthayi hlala ema-ofisini sicofa ama-computer kumele sibe nesizukulwane esizoba nentshisekelo yokusukuma sami sosebenza ngodala sikhande lama-buildings la kuzohlala khona ini labotayi nani nama-computer yayibona injani indaba sebenzisa lokho kukhona onakho ukuze uthole okufunayo ngakusasa yayibona indaba uthi uMike-ke kwase-duty esevala if ufuna ukuphasa nginikeza na ama-5 Ps proper planning prevents poor performance ezindaba proper planning prevents poor performance ngeke uvuke manje ngo3 uthi ufuna ukuya eThekwini ngo4 uvuke uyayibona ukuthi njalo angeke uvuke ngo3 useNewcastle uthi ufuna ukufika eThekwini ngo4 angeke futhi uthi ufuna ukuya eThekwini ungenayo imali uthi uzowalk eThekwini angithi if ufuna ukufika eThekwini uzoqala uhlanganise imali kuqala yokugibela then uhlanganise accommodation mawufika eThekwini uzolalaphi then bese uyasuka eThekwini angithi injalo nempilo nesikole angeke bekunikeze exam ka3 hours final edetermine future yakho ufunde for 12 to 10 months kwakwenziwe ngepurpose ukuthi uzofunda from uJanuary kuze kufike uOctober noma uNovember bese uyobhala ifinal exam ka3 hours you are not that stupid ukuthi usungahlula exam ka3 hours uyifundela 10 months for the mere fact ukuthi usuka grade 10 uka grade 11 that means you are smart akekho umuntu oyisidomi emhlabeni if wazi ukuphasa wasuka grade 1 waya grade 2 waya grade 3 wafika grade 12 asikho isidomi esingafunda sesifike lapho ama priorities akhe kumele ashintshe empilweni yini oprioritizayo umjolo noma isikole usemncane safunda isikole akukho kwemnandi ukujolo ungakasebenzi ngoba intombi zamanje zokufuna imali zoyithatha kumali dokotela uzoyithatha apha imali ngoba intombi zamanje zithi ifuna i-airtime intombi yamanje ithi ifuna i-weave intombi yamanje ithi ifuna i-girlfriend allowance okuyi-mentality engifuna ukuyikhipha kini ubone ukuthi abafana azabulala umuntu kangaka sekuthiwa ubulala umuntu wesifazane urechiwe kwenziwe ini is because wena usudiphende kuye umfana wase wakondla ngaleyo ndlela he feels that he owns you yabona angithi phela uyakuthengela i-airtime ukuneza i-girlfriend allowance usewubabakho lo muntu ukutshela ukuthi wenzani noma yinini nangasiphi isikhathi ukushayela umthetho wena mase ungalandela umthetho wakho uzowenzani uzocasuka Uyaphendula unjalo yakhuluma. Athi lo uyangijwayela asho ngenduku akushaye kabi ushona. Ngelinye ilanga uthi afika, I'm not in the mood, athi ngifuna manje usuyagrape. I-rebel noma uthi unathandana awuvumanga ngithi azange umnikeze consent ngathi injalo indaba. Funda ukuyimela. Noma kuthi uyahlupheka dlula ipapa namanzi kadlana ipapa namanzi kuzophila nawe usosutha njengawo bonke. Yabo mina mangisuka nje ekhaya ngishaya amasa mhlawumbe ngivuke ngamasa ekuseni awazi amasa ekuseni. Ngishaya amasa ekuseni ngivuke. Mangifika esikoleni ngisuthi njengalabo avuke ngani ngo-bacon and eggs. Angithi akekho ofika kuphenyisisa kanje yakubhethe udleni. Sonke sisutha ngithi. Kakhona nane-feeding scheme esikoleni sasidla kamnandi ngaphathi mina angakheri. Ngihlala nogogo vele yabo ndaba. Ngidla ukudla kwesikole. Kodwa ekugcineni ngaphasa because ngiyazazi ukuthi ngifunani. Uma ufuna ukuphumelela empilweni zazi uqala la ekhanda ibone la ekhanda into uqala ukuthi ufunani before you achieve angithi. That's why uthola abantu alekuphuza utshwala ubhizi nomjolo umncane nani akazazi ukuthi ufunani. Kahle kahle akazi ukuthi ufunani empilweni. Uyaphila nje ngoba kuyaphila usemhlabeni. Kahle kahle ufile kahle kahle umzimba nje uhambayo nje izombi. Yabo? Ukuze ukwazi uku-achieve izinto ezifunayo empilweni. Iba nephupho la ekhanda la ukuthi ufunani. Then usebenzele ukuthi uthole. Mase uchoose ne-career, musu ukuchoose i-career based on i-peer pressure uthola komngane wakho noma uyithola ekhaya noma uyithola emphakathini. Angathi ngoba kuthiwa emphakathini yazi kufanele uba unesi. Mhlawumbe akafuni, mhlawumbe ufuna ukuba yisotsha, mhlawumbe uyibona nje uGI Joe, yabona uGI Jane, yazi le movie uGI Jane, intombazane eyisotsha. Mhlawumbe uyibone, mhlawumbe mayibuka le movie athi yimi lo yana, nginempandla ngisotsha mfethu spam nyabashaya. Basathi uba unesi. Ufuna uba yini ngantoni? Oh, logistics. Ah, no, it's fine. Ngilungile but ayiphephisa mfethu. Kufanele kodwa uba udokotela. Right. So, if uzokhetha i-career, njengoba ngishiye ekuqaleni, zibheke wena kuqala ukuthi ufunani wena. Ukuthi uthini mama kuthini babakho it's fine. Mawukuthi lapho ubona bakuneza inkinga kakhulu, ngamani ukwenza lokho abakufunayo, mawuqeda uyenza lokho okufunayo usuyasebenzisa nemali yakhe angithi. Kodwa nje mabona ukuthi hayi nje mabe ngilalela ngibatshe ukuthi hayi angifuni ukuba udokotela mina ngifuna ukuyophatha isibhangi ngoba iphoyisa ngifuna ukudubula abantu ngifuna ukubopha igebengu yabona ngizobadubula phela mayiphoyisa ngizobadubula hayi ngifuna ukushaya inhlamvu yabo ngifuna ukubopha abantu angizwa nje nezigebengu shona khona yabona enye into futhi mafuna ukuba iphoyisa ufuna ukuba i-traffic cop noma isotsha ayikho institution ekufundisayo lokho university noma i-college noma private college yibo ama-institutions abo akufundisayo sezwana. Uya-apply uma sebevula ama-post njengoba bavulile njengamanje ufike u-apply bekuthathe beyokutraina bona uma bakuthathile kezwakala unless-ke mhlawumbe uma kuthi uno-connection esingabazi khona umalume wakho noma u-anti wakho akufake esiphoyiseni usebenze kanjalo-ke uyabona corruption ikhona eSouth Africa ngeke siyibalekele yayibona hayi corruption akusiyi-connection yayibona ihamba kanjalo-ke impilo bafethu mina sengiqedile okwami esengikucela-ke manje ukuze sonke mhlawumbe sokhuluma ngizwe amavoyiseni ngiletha ama-packs lana oh ngiphethe amapeni lana angazi nani nani khona ini la oh ncane ngifake namaleni phakathi hayi ozokhuluma-ke sikhulume naye ngizwe ivoice yakhe bese ngiyamupha yabona umuntu uyangibuza ke noma ukusethivet noma okwakhe makuthi nginayo impendulo uzomnika mangenayo impendulo bazolekelela aba-esnap sezwana siyaxoxa ke manje siyakhuluma because angifuni ukukhuluma mina kuphela ngihambe ngingazwanga ama-voice ethu sengizwile lamalala udokotela ngizwile kancane ecule sengifuna ukuzwa bani ake sixoxeni maqala umem ngani yeah
It's not only in the med-slit. So if you follow your university, uma ufuna ukuya university noma ungayenzi med-slit. I-med-slit e-university ayinawo ama-points ifana nayi-LO. And then okunye ukhuluma indaba ye-pass 30%. Yes, ku-government wethu they allow you to pass with 30%. But unga-rely with 30% because most of you are outside. It's either more to further your studies because impilo yakho cannot end with TVET college. bakhona abaye bafuna baqhube baye phambili. Mawufika e-university 30% doesn't work. And then esiyokunye futhi kuma companies 30% doesn't work. Why? Because it means when you know only 30%, what about the 70% you don't know? Let's say for instance when the engineering uphase ngo 30%, kusho ukuthi kuno 70% ku engineering ongamazi. Then uma uya kwa Eskom uqashwa ngo 30%, uyi danger to the society. So at least mawusebenza uyithathe from 50% ukushona phezulu ngoba u30% upolitical. Do you understand what I'm saying? Politically with 30%, but in reality doesn't need 30% knowledge. It needs more than that. At least more to funukuba average. Dala ku 50% lesushona phezulu. And then kuma artisan ukukhuluma nge-artisan training. Emajuba you've got mechanical, electrical, nelona ngithi, yeah. But TVET College, we've got more than 150 artisan training courses. There is an artisan or chef. There is an artisan, even now, policing. La khuluma ngayo. There are quite a number of mawufuna information kulezo zinto ningangithinta nganikeza so that you can be able, but it depends kuma TVET colleges ukuthi mapha khona ne logistics. I think iMajuba College ayinayo logistics, but ikhona logistics ku TVET colleges. So there are more than 150 courses that you can do, even about nursing, but it depends on a TVET college. And naleyo TVET college, it depends ukuthi what they offer. What is surrounding, so a community or companies that surround the TVET college ewa supplier ngama student afunayo. So njengo Johannesburg banabo o nursing, banabo abanye in o logistics, mawufuna ukuya ko logistics, you can go and study kuma TVET colleges amanye, but we've got more than 150.
Siyabonga. To add on it, kukhona into engishile ekuthiwa iWorldSkills South Africa. iWorldSkills South Africa, it's a competition international, whereby you are dealing with different trades or different skills akhona emhlabeni. So there we have abantu from the private sector and abaningi from the TVET sector. La esiqhathanisa khona izikili kuyaye kube ilezi zaka engineering, civil, o bricklaying, o plumbing, o plastering, kube khona ezaka mechanical, o welder, o boiler, kube khona ezaka gesi laba u light current no heavy, kube khona ezo hairdressing, kube khona ezo chef njengoba ichazwe na kuyi trade. So on that competition usu compete iqala ibe original. Ku compete ama TVET colleges ase KZN awu9 ase KZN masephelele ama TVET. Then from there sekuzo compete ama TVET college ase South Africa awu50 mangaphosisi Mseluvuni awu50 ama TVET South Africa. Then from there mabesuka sebe compete nabantu bomhlaba. Yezwakala. In 2019 bekhona iWorldSkills competition la eSouth Africa ebanjwe eThekwini ngangikhona. Masebehamba beRussia, masebehamba beRussia sebeyocompete khona hayi ngebhadi lasaka ndoda bahamba phela ngenza marketing angiyoshuta mina ngishuthela college. Then saba khona nathi ama students ethu asemajuba akhona ukuwina ahamba bafike bayocompete nabanye. Now imagine the exposure that you get from just the competition. Uqala noma usufika khona ecollege iba active, yenza lokho kwenziwayo, uyabona? Sekwenziwe iWorldSkills, go there, compete, then uyothola le exposure, uyahamba uyocompete nabantu baseChina, uyocompete neChina nje, mhlawumbe nomuntu waseRussia, uyabona? Umuntu ozokhuluma nawe nje isiRussia ungamuzwa uthi ngicompete nomuntu waseRussia, uyabona? Ukuyocompete nabantu baseNigeria, uyabona? Oh my friend lapha, uyabona? Compete nabo, uyabona? Compete nama-Americans, yabo? Oh you know, you see, uyabona? nami yabo laba saphesheya ufika ucompete nabo yabona. So uthola le exposure leyo, mase uthola le exposure it counts on ku-CV yakho yabo. And then Mr. Lufuni makade ufunda TVET yasemajuba more especially ama benefits akhona kwi department yabo la badile khona ngo-placement. Mase uno N6 bayakuthatha bakuplace with different companies abasemisana nawo. Then lapho ufika uqashwe khona, ufika usebenza for 18-24 months, and then usuthola diploma yakho, usune experience. Khona ama students akade bewawise China. Kwaku hospitality no engineering at Mr. Luvuni. Laba be China. It was mechanical mangaphosisi. It was 2020 noma 2019. Yeah. Engineering. Yizwa umuntu une-CV yokuthi wasebenza eChina. Une-CV yokuthi wasebenza kwenye indawo nje ehlukile. Phela abantu base-China banama skills. Look at their stadiums. Look at the technology they have. Then unothola le exposure. Even imenkosa la ngisebenzela ine-institution eChina mangaphosisa ngithi. Imenkosa. Yabona? So, ifuna ukuthi nalento noma nawe usufundile yabona ngisho TVET zimisele ukuze nawe uzokwazi ukuseletha ama companies azokurecognize ama China mayifika lapha nathi hayi shungishila kuhamba kahle yabona. Yabona? Hamba ushaya ikarati la. Right. Asixoxeni bafethu senginhlekisile ngakhuluma ngaqedela. Sengifuna ne. Oh, to add on. Umem uthe lapha i-maths lit iyayingasebenzi. Hey, mem iyayikhanta kwezinye depend ukuthi wenza yiphi because mangaphosisi mazoyenza paramedic sebesiseni. There are so many. Nalapha na ku
go out very motivated.
Oh yeah, bengifuna ukuyilungisa ukuthi ayi i-maths lit.
I think LO ngisimina i-LO ayinawo ama-points abalwayo ngoba uma si-encourage ingane ukuthi if i-level oyitholile, those are your points. If you get level 3 kusho ukuthi ngoba e-university ungena ngama-points, then unama-points amangaki amathathu. If you get level 7 unama-points awu-7. So that's how they count ama-points up. It depends because ozoyenza i-maths lit iyadingakala kakhulu. It depends because ozoyenza even because efuna i-pure maths iyafunakala i-maths lit bese bekhuphula i-level. Like for instance, ngenza isibonelo, if kwi-maths bethi kwi-maths pure bafuna level 4, I'm just making an example. Then mhlambe ku-maths lit bazothi we need level 6. So it's just like that. Angifuni baphume be-demotivated because i-system ihamba ngale ndlela esichaza ngayo.
I think another point to raise is that i-maths is in demand kuma-scarce skills. Uma ufuna ukuba umuntu osheshaqasheke esikhathini esiningi, i-maths is in demand because abanye abafuna ukuyenza i-maths njengalo. Yabo? So, i-maths esikhathini esiningi i-scarce because ngisho othisha abe-maths abekho baningi, uyabona? So, i-scarce skill i-maths. But even though uno-maths lit, uyakhona ukuthi wenze okunye. It's a matter of you usukume idatha lakho kungabe la Facebook no Instagram, kube lokhu researcher izikole la ungakhona ungena khona nge-maths, yabona? Perfect. Asibuzaneni. Ungasabi nje ukukhuluma nami. Mina ngishayane ngifana njengalo thisha wena sesikoleni ukuthi manje ngaphenduli bese hayi bona ngizoba khoma. Khona ngimbona ngathi ufuna ukubuza manje ish. Khona into emdlaya ngazi manje usaba bani. Ufuna ukubuza. Nayi le nkabi, yabo le nkabi lefuna ukubuza le. Dokotela. Oh nangu siphakamisela lapho sisi. We-mask lapha e-Rainbow Nation. Yeah.
Can you do 2 national certificates at the same time?
No, not at the same time. You'll be doing a full course, so uzowenza leso siqede bese uyowenza isinye, ne? But you can't do them at the same time. Let's say you are doing with financial management and then ngapha you are doing public management. No, it's impossible. Yeah, man.
Siyabonga iskill mindodana osusinike kona.
Yeah.
Nizwile bantakwethu. Ama-TVET siwabukela phansi kodwa niyawubona umnotho khona. Ngicela ukubuza ke seke sizwe kuthiwa khona odana khona kodwa into engijabule sekedwa more courses la. Udana khona nani skill center lapha eHub. Lihluke kanjani?
Oh, Babluvu ufuna ukuyibamba. Cela umnikeze i-mic.
Ngicela ukuwubhaka ke lo mbuso. Ngokuba uvuna ukuthi usazowenza.
Oh, usazokhulumisa wedana skills hub. Ngoba vele impela bengeke ngize ngikhulumisa angibazi. Angifuni uqamba amanga angibazi ukuthi benzani skills hub. Kodwa ngiyazi ukuthi benza izinto zaka engineering. Ilokho engikwazi kakhulu. Yes, Ness. Nali Ness lapha nikeza i-mic. Ngishuthe vele ngibosho ukuthi ngani abantu abaningi. Yeah.
Obuza ukuthi la le campus lela IT and business campus, does it offer IT error control course?
Uzokuya ku live. Uzuma la. Buka la. Uzuma la. La kuthi recall. Should focus. Yes. Ubuza ukuthi khona ini IT and B?
Yeah, offer in IT coding course and under coding error control.
Yes. IT seyakhishwa emajuba TV College sekwasala igama nje ITLB. Leyo campus yafeza out IT due to abanye abafundi babengayenzi kahle efundweni bengaphasi kahle yasiyafeza out ne. But kumanye ama TV colleges uzobona ngale angiphathanga. Mangangena ku Google wakho ubheka uTV Times ne. Ku-TV Times uhlangana ne-magazine enama contact details awonke ama-TVET colleges ne kunanama websites akhona. Indaba ngikho sho ukuthi yipi i-TVET eyenzisayo le course oyifunayo ne. But kuma-TVET sinayo. Then sizongena khona ucheck ini i-admission requirement yakhona. Sezwana. But emajuba since ku IT and business yayikhona. Manje kwasho ukuthi yabona odokotela lapha nabenzi kahle bafuna ukuba odokotela benze IT yasafeza out. Yes, another question please. Hayi nakho yini lekuthi ufuna ukubuza manje ngiyancela. Na. Phathi mic nawe bese intweni sondela kuyo umshude dokotela.
Okay. Mina ke ngumuntu ngizofika ngifuna ukuya college.
Yeah.
Angisazi isingisi ngikwazi kuba ngigood ku practical ngazi ama skills kuphela. Ngakwazi ukungena.
Wena umuhleke wena ngowami. If umuntu kanjalo ngufaka NCV. Makuthi kodwa umatric wakho ngiyabona ukuthi awukho muhle noma mhlawumbe awunawo. Suitable for NCV because NCV indlela yokufunda angithi ngithe it's a skills program. Uyaphuma uye eklasini nifike nifunde bese uyaphuma uthi yabona into esene eklasini awuyenzeke manje la usuya implement usuyayenza sethi hayi usuyapheka ke manje usethi stove nani usubhoyela ke manje sena fabricator nani usuyashisela ke manje subakutshela ukuthi hamba ushisele workshop yabona so ufunda kanjalo iyayibasize futhi nabantu abakuthini mabefunda bona bafuna ukuthi kufike kufunde eklasini basayoyenza leyo nto ngesandla yabona khani izofunde bambe kangcono u-NCV ungena lapho futhi wayengenele as part of ukudedicate leyo nto lokuthi labantu abafunda ngokwenza asibabuyise nabo bezowenza u-NCV bezowenza upractical plus utheory yayibona nda nangu mem lapha ngano uyabuza noma she's adding on
Edeni
Amen.
kuma TVET colleges
Awasangiphanga.
kuba nama skills program.
yes
Kuba nama skills program which
Yes.
are funded by CITAS. Ama
Mina
learnerships. I-learnership normally it's about a year. Iba ne practical, iba ne theory. So iba funded by ama SITA. Then ama skills program. Bese kuba khona amanye ama skills program now futhi aba funded in most cases by SITAS. Aba 3 months, aba 6 months, kanjalo. Then bese kuba khona nawe uyokhuluma ke
Oh, okay, it's fine. Umema ufaka nezinye izinto engizofuna ukuyi-add. Noted, my child. Ukuze ngizosho uthisha. Engizoku-add futhi okunye it's open learning unit, OPU. Loyana sobiza ngo-occupational programs unit. It's a unit ngiyacanga uzokhuluma nangayo babulivuli. Ngizothi nje halamuzi ifundisa ngama-skills ne. Ama-skills abantu abangakhona ukwasebenzisa ukuyiphilisa. Beadwork, candle making, ilezi ngubo fashion, no carpentry bakhona khona laphana. So ufundiswa ngama-skills ozokwazi ukwathatha uwasebenzise. Leyo nto leyo yaka OPU ikahle kahle ibhekane nalabantu laba ekuthiwa ama-needs. Ama-needs ilabantu abangekho esikoleni high school, abekho futhi kuma-institutions of higher learning and training, bahlele emakhaya. Yabo? So ukuze lawo bantu abakanjalo bethola ama-skills bekwazi ukuyiphilisa bebe busy nga-something. Then OPU la azokhuluma ngawo Mr. Luvuno ila ungena khona. Kezwakala? Ake sizwe lapha nakushoti.
So mina as umuntu othanda ukusebenza ekitchen, if ukuthi ngiyaqala
Nangikhuluma
uku-advertise,
kwasomshuti.
ngiyaqala uku-advertise into zami, and locally abantu bayathanda ukuza kimi to order mhlawumbe amakhekhe or a specific type of food. Do I have to go to college in order ukuthi ngivule isitolo sami?
Okay. Ukahlahle u-entrepreneur ne? Uthanda ukupheka. Now usufuna ukubuzela ukuthi ngayini ku-TVET mhlambe ukuze ngithole iskill esithile. Yes. Mhlambe uma ukuthi ufuna ukuyi-upskilla, mhlambe ushintshe mhlambe ulwazi lakho kwa-hospitality, mhlambe niwazi ukubhaka kuphela. Lapha ufundisana nanokupheka, yabona? Nane-presentation yokudla ukuthi mazoletha iplate lakho lilethele umuntu ukuthi mawufaka ukudla ukubeka kanjani, uthi ngendlela yakhona. Mazoyithela i-champagne kumele umise kanjani lento zakho. Yabona? Uthola iskill esithize lezo bongenaso. Mhlambe wena uyifundise zona, mhlambe you are self-taught. Mhlambe wafunde ekhaya uma wayibhaka nawe wasithatha leso skill washaya amakhekhe bawathanda abantu. But manje usufuna ukuvula ibhizinisi and grow. Usungaya khona kwi-TVET ufundise okuhlukahlukene, yabona? Uthole leso skill. Yabona la? Yes. Yabona? Khona nano entrepreneurship unit mhlawumbe uzokhuluma nangawo futhi uMr. Luvuno ukuthi uma ufuna ukuba entrepreneur uzokhona lapha eTVET bazokulekelela. Another question eyokugcina le bese ngihlala phansi ngifuna noMr. Luvuno abe nesikhathi. Yebo. Malala gijima umnikeze. Umshotha phela iphethe imic ekhuluma udokotela.
Ngiyabonga ngiyabingelela. Ngiyabonga.
Yeah.
Ngifisa ukuthi nje ekuqaleni siyabonga ukuthi nifike sisizakele bese ngazi. Mina ngicabangela nje emajuba. Ngiyahamba uye khona ngoba ubona ukuthi ebakithi aphelile amahlathi uzokwenza njani. Ake ngiyoyiphandela ngiyizamile emajuba. Kanti emajuba uthola okuningi uma uqeda ukufunda uphinde ukufundise futhi ukwazi ukwenza practical nje ushilo. Bengingakwazi nalokho. Bengicabanga ukuthi emajuba yakho noma uyoqashela abantu ngazosho zokuba ngishoniphi. Yabona? Engifisa ukubuza ukuthi yini eyenza ukuthi emajuba college kwakhishwa education mawufuna ukuba uthisha kwakhishwa kusafundwa kwenziwa kudala. Sifuna ukugibela ubambe ibhasi shwele.
Inkosi yami ngoba mina ngifike emajuba ngo-2018 ngangisebenza main course ngo-2017 ngafika vele singekho. So the reasons behind ukuthi iphume angazi mfowethu ngabe nginamanga ngaze ngishaya abaphathi ukhulumelana ngento ongayazi nangomemeza.
Njoba soku-college lela kwakuyi-college teachers college akithi sokuyimajuba manje. After 1994 kwaba khona i-education system yashintsha eSouth Africa. So before ama-TVET colleges ayebizwa ngokuthi ama-technical colleges. And ayehlukile futhi nawo ama-technical colleges. Kwakhona awabelungu, kukhona abantu abamnyama. Awabelungu, they were funded more. That is why we had so many artisans zabelungu. And then abantu abamnyama githi i-TVET college yayithiwa abantu abangahlakaniphanga ama-slow learners. Laba abangathi baduku. Yibona kufuneka baye kuma-technical colleges. So i-new dispensation, it changed everything. New dispensation ka-1994 yashintsha ilona yamatlo. Then kwase kuba khona ama-TVET colleges. Ama-TVET colleges kwahlanganiswa the black technical colleges, the colored, the Indians, and the whites. Asebizwa ngokuthi ama-FET. Qala bebebiza ngama-FET. Then they combined them, bawenza about 50, a-major. A-major, kwaba khona i-major, about 50. Then njengoba sesimanje sekushintshile i-FET, access further education and training. So ku-TVET College, Technical Vocational Education and Training. So, ilona-ke ama-colleges, because to South Africa, I produce a lot of teachers. Ngenxa yokuthi ngesikhathi se-apartheid, ama-career opportunities, they were very limited, githi, particularly us as blacks. Wawuba yiphoyisa, uba uthisha, uba yinesi, then a few babe wodokotela lona, bese uba umabhalane. Okay. So there was so much production of educational teachers. So hence, ama colleges of education or teacher, they were closed. Then bawathatha, bawanikeza ama FET colleges. So I think we understand. Njengoba manje sokushintshile futhi, we have a shortage of teachers. So that's how it came about. Ukuthi college ivalwe lona. Wonke ama colleges of South Africa othisha avalwa. Johannesburg Teachers College of Education avalwa and so forth.
Sembo phondulekile. Hayi bafethu ngiyabonga kakhulu esami isikhathi sengisidle kaze kweqa. Ama-packs lawa bengenzela ukuthi sonke sikwazi ukuparticipate nizowathola nonke. Siyabonga kodwa kabaphakamisile. Ngiyabonga nanethuba. Over to you, man.
Okay. Webantakwethu, siyabonga kakhulu ndaba ezithi. Thank you very much. Nilizwile ulwazi olukhona. Yeah, lisebenziseni, ngiyababonga abakhona. Lusebenziseni lolwazi. Sengizobiza kusiyabonga ke mthi. So damane sikuhlupha nje through uLvuno. Sesobiza umkhwenyane kimi, akumele ngimbize ngegama, angithi. Kodwa ngoba sikwaKristu ngizombiza. Ubafana Lvuno. Ningamthatha kancane. Leyansizwa leya uNkulunkulu uyiphile. Ine BSc degree, BSc degree in chemistry and physics and biology. Ungambona nje leke gijinyiswa zingane lapha. Sinomnotho la eSabatheni, niyabona yini? Sinothisha beAfricans abayikhiphi iAfricans bayikhiphe ngamakhala. Bala phakathi kwethu bayishaya isekhethi yonke. Niyobona ngelanga somcela nje umema kami la athi ya vathe shonam VSA. Ya niyombona ngelinye ilanga. Nisenzile ukuthi ngithini ngoba bafana bese aba i-postgraduate une postgraduate in education abe ne higher certificate in project management abe ne postgraduate diploma in project usene post manje bese ba ne masters of business administration. Hayi nisinothile eSabatheni. Ningasithathi kancane. Niyibona leyo nto? Ningasithathi kancane. Siyabonga ke mfoka Lvuno umkhwenyane wami owathatha nendodakazi. Woza la uzosifundisa usitshela ukuthi yini oyiphethe usize nampa abantwana bethu ama-ambassadors nabazali ngiyazibalelele emakhaya ukuthi sinomnotho ongaka eSabatheni. Ngiyabonga.
Ngabaphathi abahlelele program noma bese ngithi ngibaleke ngiqedile ngokuhlela lapha ya uBayanda my colleague ukuthi akazochaza ngeMajuba College kodwa ke siyabonga kakhulu Bayanda nenza umsebenzi oncomekayo nizwile ngithi yeah nje uyichaze nje kahle kube ngikuyiposition ekahle lapha eMajuba bese ngiyothi fahla kuBayanda as a top up because he has done great work. So uwachazeleka ama campus esinawo bese kuba khona ama units ukhulumile nge-open learning unit, ilabo ke abenza i-distance learning. So he spoke to that unit. Bese siba ne-occupational programs unit. I-occupational programs unit idila yona nama-learnership programs, nama-skills programs. Iyona ke mhlawumbe angazange sanaba kuyo, engizoyikhulumisa nje briefly. And then bese kuba khona i-work integrated learning unit, okuyiyona unit engiseba ngaphansi kwayo. So lapho ila place khona ama-students la ngaseqede u-N6, usufundile ke manje uthola u-N6 wakho, or usufundile ukuthola u-NCV level 4 wakho. Then thina ke siqhamuka sesik-assista ke manje ngani nge-workplace. So into esivuka every day siyoyenza emsebenzini. We set appointments with different stakeholders, companies, or ArcelorMittal, or Carbochem, public institutions like your public hospitals. Okay, so the MOU signed with Matatini Provincial Hospital. In fact, signing a national office. So we can place anywhere in this country, our students at Kamgak So itina I guess hamba we identify stakeholders as a place our students A2 based on what we offer as a college, right? So Msevens we work integrated learning unit lawyer, and then Kings questions and then we also offer what we call job readiness training. Because in the yenzekayo utmost ufundelo N4 wako to N6 or your NCV wafika level 4, but awukwazi ukubhala iCV yakho. You can't type your own thing, angithi? So ila siqhamuka khona ke thina ke ne program ke manje as you work integrated learning unit ukuthi let us prepare you for the world of work. Sikufundisa ke lapha ngokuprepare simple iCV yakho, siku assiste ngokuthi mawuya kwi-interview what you should expect kwi-interview, right from i-dress code, ama-questions okumele uwalindele, indlela yokuphendula ama-questions. So we get ama-specialist khona la kwi-TVET sector within i-college. We groom them as a unit ukuthi okay, when you train ama-students nazi desifuna nibatraine kuzona, we train you on work ethic, ukuyiphatha emsebenzini, right? Ukuthi ufika kanjani emsebenzini, ubehave kanjani emsebenzini, ukuze phela uzothembeka nasemsebenzini angithi. Asifuni uma ususebenza supply chain lapha yana kube wena okhipha intshontsho eceleni. So we train you on all those things, because once sesithi ke manje usuya ku 18 months or 24 months practical training, njengeyingane nje ze-finance sinokuyiplace eThala Bank zenze khona 24 months wazo. So before iThala Bank libathatha lideploya i-human resource manager yakhona, kube yithina as a unit ama-representatives of the college, and then sihlaleke manje sik-interview. If you are competent, then ke siyakuthatha ke ukhane uya ukuyosebenza eThala. So into esenza ukuthi siyenze lento ye-job readiness training, especially ama-interviews, uthola umuntu uno-N6 but akakwazi ukusi-express. Ayikho lento yasesabatheni phela lapha emsebenzini, because nina ni-fortunate because nenza ne-Sabbath school, i-audience nijwayela ngithi. So lapha yana ayikho leyo nto leyo, umuntu uvevezela ubona ukuthi i-ID ikhona kodwa akakwazi ukuyikhipha. So sisebenza into wazi ukuyikhipha kwi-interview, right? So we train you on those things as you work integrated learning unit, and we also train you on employability skills. It's more or less the same ne-job readiness, but employability skills ilas beka khona ama-gap kwi-curriculum. When we have identified lawo ma-gaps kwi-curriculum, sihlangana nama subject matter experts, othisha basema-TVET lapha sorry abakhona emacampusini, mhlawumbe sibiza be-hospitality. Sithi okay, le ngane ze-hospitality nakho uku-addresswa yi-curriculum, but nanka ama-gaps esiwa-identifyayo. What can be the interventions? Then when we identified lawo gaps, siqhamuka nama-steps manje ukuthi okay, how do we go over and above what the curriculum offers? So asikutraini nje kuphela ukuthi ukwazi ukupass exam, but siyakutraina ukuthi ukwazi ukuba employable. Bese bakhona ke i-unit akhulume ngayo ingaphansi kwethu kwa-Will. Lo Will, it's work integrated learning It's a unit. Iseyodwa kwamanje sinomntwana omncane lapha nokuthiwa i-entrepreneurship. Because we have identified vele ukuthi i-TVET sector is the solution to the problem of this country. So nakho ke manje usuyenzile i-mechanical yakho, usuyakwazi ukulikhanda igate. But manje awunawo ama-skills okulidayisa le gate. Angithi? Usuwakhandile amakhekhe lapha sis noma usuphekile, but awunawo ama-skills ukuthi ukudayise lokudla kwakho. We then train ama-students ekutheni ke manje have ama-skills okuba yi-entrepreneur ukuze ukwazi ukuthi le skills sakho sibe relevant to umphakathi owakhele. So that is what we do also lapha kwi-work integrated learning unit. There's so much esinakho emqondweni because njengoba sidila nama-stakeholders noma kungena kakhulu kwi-office laka-curriculum, but we assist as we work integrated learning unit to bring ama-experts akwi-industry ukuthi aweze eklasini azokhulumisa into ekwi-curriculum. Because uthola ukuthi kwesinye isikhathi i-curriculum isi-dated, yabo, si-expire. Kodwa sekunama-current trends lapha kwi-workplace. So mawuzoletha umuntu vele okwi-industry oyenza everyday lento ezoyichaza, ukuyichaza kwakhe leyo nto kuzothi ukuhluka kancane ukuchaza kathisha lo ongazange azabe khona kwi-industry. Niyayibona leyo nto leyo. So it is what we do as a college. So there we lokho place ama-students, siyakwenza for ama-students, but not only for ama-students, sikwenza also for our lecturers. Khona lokho sikubiza kuthiwa i-lecturer placement. Ama-lecturers ethu yila siwathatha khona sithi thisha ama-holiday ka-March sicela wena ungayi ekhaya ukuyophumula njengabanye. Sicela wena ukukuplace lapha ya e-NPC la kukhandwa khona ucement uhambe uyo-observe ama-operations akhona. Uyazi uthisha ngokwenza njalo ubuya esenama-examples better azowasebenzisa uma echaza eklasini okuzokwenza ukuthi i-understanding yama-students be even better, lokho kupromota i-pass rate. So that is what we do as a unit lapha e-college. There's so much ukuthi nje phela azange ngisplane kahle lento yami, but yilokho esikwenzayo as you work in the integrated learning unit. Bese ke angibuyele lapha kwi-occupational programs unit. I-occupational programs unit idila ngama-learnerships nani nangama-skills programs. Uke wayithinda kancane umama indaba yama-skills programs. Fortunately ke le bengithi ngizoshaya nje into formal ngoba ngafunda la esabatheni you plan and all those things. I have a piece of my dissertation for MBA. I did MBA yami ngaspecialize in skill development. So that's my area of expertise kahle kahle kwamanje. So bayawanikeza incazelo ukuthi what is a learnership, what is a skills program, and then umehluko wakhona uyini. Mhlawumbe ke ngiqala ngiveze nje ukuthi i-learnership yini. I-learnership, it is a full qualification. Njoba ubuzile, I think it was you sis, ubuzile ukuthi okay now mina ngifuna ukwenza nje ama-skills nje kuphela. And ngiyayithanda impendulo because it's a correct one. Asikufake nje kuphela kwi-NCV program. Uyakwazi ukuthi uze la kithi mhlawumbe usuno-matric, uphase kahle u-matric wakho kodwa ufuna ukwenza ama-skills. Thina ke lapho sikuthatha sikufaka kwi-learnership program. I-learnership program, it's 1 year, it's a year program, right? 6 months kwaleyo program, it's theory. Then 6 months, it is practical, right? There are 3 parties involved in my learnerships. It is yourself as a learner, kube SDP, skills development provider, bese kuba host employer. Because these are occupational programs. The occupational programs means wena une practical experience, which means uma uqeda nge-learnership uyakwazi ukuthola umsebenzi noma ukwazi ukuyiqala ibhizinisi lakho because unayo i-experience, unlike the theory we get maseklasini. Uyabona nje lento isimple, ubona be uthisha ekwenzisa isibalo la ebhodini uyasilandela ama-steps angithi mayesichaza uyitsho ukuthi uyasazi, ubona umehluko uma usukumele usenze wena la phansi ubothi hayi man, yabo. So i-experience ke isiza kulokho. So that is a learnership. And then a skills program, so i-learnership, it's a full qualification. Bese iba nama credits. It should be something yabona ingakhomele nikubheke mabe uzo enroll nenye institution dingo check ukuthi is this institution accredited yini, because kunama bogus colleges la afika aku-offer training. Amanye aze a-disguise ngalama universities amakhulu. Khona nje basebenzisana ne-UNISA. Kanti bayikhava. Kukhona abasebenzisana ne-UKZN. Ngakubona lokho mangithi ngifuna ukwenza i-higher certificate kwi-project management. Mase ngi-check indaba yokuthi are they accredited? No, they offer a certificate of attendance, not an accredited qualification. So that is what you need to note, because if it is just a certificate of attendance, kufanele nokuthi namhlanje nizile kule career exhibition, yet you have paid 43,000 for that qualification. So there is no articulation into this qualification oyenzile, and you cannot be employed ngaleso certificate nje sisodwa. Kezwakala? So you need to check all those things. So ama learnership programs, nama skills programs, it is qualifications that are registered with the NQF system yethu kusakwa, right? Kodwa ke kakhulu thina sibenzisa QCTO, right? So ama learnerships, they are under QCTO. Mele kube khona accreditation eshoyo ukuthi njengathi nje simajuba college asikwazi uku-offerisha mhlawumbe sekunama qualifications amaningi manje akhona offerishwayo lapha mhlawumbe kwi-system. But before nathi siyi-college si-offerishe leyo qualification, we need to get accreditation. Manje sesiyithole accreditation before singakwazi ukwenza njani uku-advertiser nikwazi uku-enroll. So that i-certificate ozosithola uyakwazi ukusebenzisa for employment or entrepreneurship or articulation. Articulation ukuthi usuyakwazi uku-applya uyofunda further in that field. I think yezwakala. So umehluko nje usimple ke i-learnership njengoba ngishilo, it's a full qualification, which means inama unit standards noma ama subjects. Yezwakala? So ama subjects ngithi uyazi wenza i-maths, wenza mhlawumbe i-English, wenzani. So ama learnership programs ahluke kanjena ke as per QCTO. Kunama knowledge modules, that is your theory. Kube khona ama practical modules, bese kuba khona ama workplace modules. So ufike wenze i-theory, ubhale i-test, ama assessments, uphase i-theory yakho leyo, uthola ama credits, mhlawumbe kuthiwa 67 credits. Lanko ke asuke mandatory ukuthi a-compulsory, kumele uwenze wonke. Be khona ama practical modules, mhlawumbe u4 akunikeza mhlawumbe mase 67 laphaya, mhlawumbe akunikeza 23 or 40 credits. Kusetshenziswa ama credits laphaya. And then bese ba ama practical modules. Nakhona ke manje mawufika ke manje emsebenzini kudinga wenze kubonakala ukuthi uyawazi ukwenza umsebenzi, bese unikezwa ama credits based on that. Mawahlanganisa wonke lama credits akunikeza the minimum required credits for the qualification. So most of them about 120 kuya ngokuthi u-NQF level bani. So we have as from NQF level 1 kodwa kakhulu level 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So uchazele ke indaba ye-NQF ukuthi sebenza kanjani ubayanda. I think it is clear. Whereas a skills program, it can be just a combination of 1 or 2 unit standards, which means uyakwazi nje ukwenza i-subject eyodwa uzume kuyo, right? For example, with project management, you have your 10 modules lab or these competencies. You have your HR, you have your procurement, finance, quality, and all those things. Kodwa ke kuma skills program uyakwazi umasipala ukuthi athumele abantu bakhe athi nje angifuni benze yonke i-qualification, ngifuna nje ba specialize nge-financial management. Yabo? So that is a skills program. And yona ke siyithandayo ke leyo because it has a lot of money. Khona lekuthiwa i-end user computing. Uyabona nje lapho i-TDP must be frustrated lapha kuma sithi ukuthi okay funding unayo i-financial year yabo kumele ba deplete onke ama funds. Bayakwazi ukufona lapho bona ba advertiser kunzima ukuthola ama SDPs are compliant, and then we must be compliant as a college to hey, can you be able to train 200 students? Sitting yeah, we can do that, but we are going to charge you 4 million. It's just okay, it's fine, we are going to pay you. But 4 million, we train students. 2 months, 3 months, we are done with that qualification. You see? So that is very, very good. Bese ke mhlambe ngithinta kokugcina laphana ke kunama stakeholders esebenzisana nawo abalekile okwama funders ama-SETA. Ama-SETA, uSETA law stands for Sector Education Training Authorities, right? So lama SETA lanka umsebenzi wawo ukuthi mawenze i-funding available ukuze kuzodevelopwa ama-skills of ama-South Africans. So you don't have to go through the whole system yokuqala N1 or ulokhu stress uyofuna university none. Just come to a TVET, you do a learnership or you do a skills program, uhamba ufuna employment or uzenzele business lakho iqhubeke impilo. You don't have to worry about those other things unless ufuna ukuba i-researcher ke hamba kuyenza i-degree. Kuyezwakala ngithi? So bethi ngizama ukuchaza indaba ama-SETA. So ama-SETA ke indlela asebenza ngayo. Njengoba sithi ama-sector education training authorities. Siyazi ke we have different sectors. Angithi siyazi kuney'tolo. Woolworths, Pick and Pay, zonke iy'tolo nje. Ibizwa kuthiwa i-wholesale and retail sector leyo. Kuyezwakala? Siyazi ukuthi sinabo Carbochem lapha badila i-company edila ngani ngama-chemicals. Angithi? So lapho into esibhekayo i-sector leyo yani ye-chemical. So onke lama sectors anama-SETAs akhona. Ama-SETAs mayisephelele wonke awu-21. So njengoba u-21 nje sine-wholesale and retail sector le yasey'tolo. Kube chemical SETA okuyi-cheater, kube khona i-construction SETA. Ilaba abadila nge-construction ukukhandwa kwemigwaqo, ama-bridge, ama-buildings and all those things. Kube khona OP SETA, public sector SETA, right? Kube khona maningi awu-21. Kukhona le ubaba uMabhoko Mahlangu asebenza kuyona, services SETA. So they deal with ama-services nje. So it's business administration, project management, kuningi abakwenzayo as ilona u-services SETA. So what happens? Onke lama sectors lanka, onke lama companies kulama sectors. Ngizonika nje a brief funding model yakhona. Khona uzo-understand ukuthi okay le mali bayithatha bona as ama-SETA. Uma ngabe say nangu ArcelorMittal ukhokhela abasebenzi payroll yakhe per annum idlula u-500,000. Mhlambe nje let's estimate mhlambe bakhokha u4 million per annum ukukhokha abasebenzi babo. Right? Ma-salaries zonke abasebenzi babo, which means they are liable by law to contribute 1% with skills levy. Leyo skills levy uyakuphi uya ku-SARS. SARS collects the 1%, right? So onke lama sectors they contribute 1%. Maye contribute 1%, le mali ifikela kubani ku-SARS. Angithi? Maye ifika le mali ku-SARS, okay, 1% angithi, but mayifaka ku-SARS i-100% angithi. Njengoba ku-1% wabo mhlawumbe ku-SARS kufika u-400,000. Ngenza isibonelo, right? So uma ngabe ke kufika ku-400,000 useka nje u-100,000 ufika ku-SARS. U-SARS will take u-20% of that money ayinikeze u-National Skills Fund, NSF. And then bese thatha u-80% of that money awenze njani? Awuse kuyi-SETA. Mayifika ke kuyi-SETA leyo mali. I-SETA izosebenzisa u-10%. Mayifika kuyi-SETA sezoba u-100% phela ngithi. But mayifika kuyi-SETA u-10% it is for administration. Ila u-SETA ekhokhela khona abasebenzi bakhe naye, bakhokhela ama-building abawarentayo noma abawakhile, bakhokhela their lights and water, bakhokhela their transportation and all those. We are talking about big monies la, simadlana nje, right? Bese kuba khona what we call mandatory grants. 20% of that money goes back to the employer or contributile noma lo okhokhele imali ku-SARS. Ngiyakubona lokho. Eyani mayisibuyele emuva eyokuthi wena as u-ISCO kunabasebenza kade bafika la. Bangena ngalezi ayikhathi before apartheid noma zeyikhathi apartheid angithi. Bangena beqhashwe nje kuthiwe wena ayi ngathi unamandla wena was kodwa akana qualification. Eyokuthi ke loyo muntu loyo akatrainwe abe ne qualification. Siyakuzwa lokho? That is for i-mandatory grant. Bese u-49.5% singaroundisa nje. Owani-ke owama-discretionary grants. Ama-discretionary grants yila thina-ke as ama-TVET colleges-ke, ama-universities. Sesikwazi ukufaka ama-applications-ke manje kuyi-SETA. Sithi SETA, njengoba ni-advertisile, we are interested. Imali enizosinikeza yona, we are going to place for i-will abantwana abangaka, we are going to place so train abantu abangaka for ama-learnerships nama-skills programs. Then we get funding based on that. I hope kuyezwakala. Sengikha nje phezulu. So that is it. Bese bakhona ke enye into ekuthiwa i-recognition of prior learning. Recognition of prior learning. So njengoba ngenza nje isibonelo ngobaba mhlawumbe wangena lapha ya e-ISCO ngenxa yeyikhwepha wayenamandla. Ukule into ezisindayo lapha. Kodwa akana qualification. Bese kuthiwa ke ayi lo baba lo yazi usesebenze kule industry noma beshisela lo baba. Uyakwazi ukushisela uyashaya ugood kabi kodwa akana qualification. So that lo baba ezokwazi ukuthi la emsebenzini akwazi ukuclimba the ranks because phela nakhona emsebenzini udinga ama qualifications uzokwazi uba imanager angithi. So isikhathi esiningi laba namaphepha bagcina beyibukela phansi bathi hey phela mina ngifundile. Kanti into ebalekile yini iskill angithi. So sekuthiwa ke baba ngeke sikuthume manje ukuthi buyele ediskini uyokwenza ugrade 12. So into ezokwenzeka manje okay baba we are going to recognize the experience onayo and give you a certificate njengomuntu ofunde ediskini. So mayenzeka ke leyo RPL leyo recognition of prior learning you get your certificate mhlawumbe ke then sibanikeza u-NQF level 4 which means lo muntu equivalent to umuntu ono matric. Right. Usayakwazi ke naye uku-articulate ke afunde further agcine nama qualifications amakhulu agcine naye eseyihlalune eziphezulu la emsebenzini. I hope kuyezwakala. All right. So ngizocela nje ukuyishare lapho ngecathi bese bakhona nenye into ekuthiwa u-ABET. Nanginezwa ngo-ABET. It is Adult Basic Education and Training. La uthola khona abantu abadala nje omama nogogo. Ngale ikhathi nje uthola sebeye esikolweni bona bayofunda bafundani bafundisa ukubhala kuba literate into ebalekile because phela siqhamuka kwi-apartheid thina la abantu bebengafundiswa khona angithi babengakwazi khona ukubhala bengakwazi ukubala so bayafundiswa ke ukuba illiteracy nani ne-numeracy. So I think ngisengikhave konke. Okay, go ahead, ma. Yes. Oh, yes. What was that? Yeah, no, it's us. Okay, no, kakhulu le ayichazayo mama. There is funding like ma-SETA to fund ama-NPOs nama non-profit organizations angithi nama co-ops. Yes. So kakhulu lokho sikwenza as a-unity ke la emajuba lapha we under entrepreneurship because we have signed an MOU with USIDA no NYDA so that when there is funding naku senidecide manje ukuthi okay njoba nenza ibhizinisi lamakhekhe okay asibendawanye nangu sisomncane mhlambe no specialize ngokubhaka amakhekhe usisi lo yena uspecialize ngokupheka yabona omunye uyothi nje mina niyazazi lento enzenzayo manje zokupheza semakhishini angithi then nihlanganisa umqondo nithi ayazini asikhandeni i-NPO la right sizoyisebenza thina but now we are going to need the funding so ama-SETA they fund such programs NYDA no SIDA they fund such programs niyakwazi then apply and submit information here lapha and then bazokwenza bakhona training abancane abayenza ukwenza sure ukuthi when you receive imali ngami niyothenga ama-weave or other things niyisebenzise mainly for umsebenzi lo nikwazi nani ukuyikhokhela out of that yabo. So I think that is what we are talking about. So ama-SETA they make such funds available. I want you to know they offered us 4 million SETA. Okay, let us get a building esingayi-converter siyenze i-entrepreneurship hub. Once we've identified that when we are successful, ngoba phela it's through application, then they are going to give us 4 million to set up leyo venue leyo ukuze abantu bakwazi ukufika lapho bathola ama-trainings are relevant and then niyasizakala. So I think ngikhave konke, but ke imibuzo ingezi. Okhona kodwa ekushiyayo, cela ukusasa ukukhava mama. Or NSF.
Njani kuma TVET college?
Okay. Yeah, ne. Awe sabathatha basekurestile. Ngizama ukuyibuyisa le kudini. So NSF, it is the National Skills Fund. National Skills Fund. So it is aimed at training or capacitating people abakhona nje kwi-community who are without skills. Inhloso ka-NSF ukwenza leyo nto leyo. But angazi ke ama-operations akhona asebenza kanjani because uthola sebe-overlap. Njengathi nje they offered us a lot of money. Bengizoyisho amount because I'm under ukurekhodwa lapha ngaze ngixoshwe. So they gave us a lot of money, but ngaleyo mali we were able to do quite a number of things because senza ama-learnerships, senza ama-skills programs, senza i-lecturer capacitation. Because kwesinye isikhathi into esiyesiyenza sithatha ama-lecturers ethu njengami nje ngafika eMajuba 2012. I was fresh from university. 2011 I finished the qualification ye-BSc, and 2012 February I got employed eMajuba as a chemical engineering lecturer. So I had no experience whatsoever when it comes to experience. So ngafundisa mase ngicekele ukufundisa ngathi ayazi sengiright ngalento manje ngathi ngingenza something else. uNkulunkulu abamuhle ngamove ngeza la ngikhona njengamanje. I am working as administrator, manager, project coordinator, yabo. And recently ngiceda kuthola another position. I'm leaving eMajuba 1st of November. I'm starting as being as an assistant director. So we are moving. That is what we want you to have in mind. Already I know ukuthi la ngiyakhona next step deputy direct, following step direct, chief direct, then DDG. Then I'm fine. So nani angifuni uziconfine ukuthi ngakhetha ukwenza lokhu. Angithi ungakhetha uba uthisha, you can always grow, forever grow, yabo. So into esiyenzeke siyathatha othisha bethu abangena experience njengami ngifike eMajuba. Mhlambe uthisha we-civil, good with theory, but there is no trade. Une qualification, une degree noma une diploma. What we do, siyabathatha ngale mafund aka NSF, sibafake training center. Ke training center is very expensive. Umuntu azoba yi-artisan nje kade echaza ubayanda. It is very expensive. Ngonyaka ungawukhokha u-90,000 for ukwenza trade. So unyaka wokuqala phana ufike wenze what we call modular training. Unyaka wonke 12 months. Bese uyokwenza i-experiential training ke manje. We workplace ka 2 years, 24 months, which means this is a 3-year qualification. But mawubuya lapho ke uyakwazi apply for a trade test yakho, ubuye usune trade. So uyakwazi ke manje usuya improve. So uthisha eseklasini ongena experience, simfaka kuma programs akanjalo, simfaka training center njengana abafundi ahambe ku workplace, makumele abhuquze uthisha, kuphela uba uthisha mawususebenza lapha. Ngoba makuthiwa kwakhiwa indlu, uyangcola uthisha, kuphuma ukuthi uthisha. Uthisha ufunda nabafundi, hayi laba abafundisayo phela, but aba kwi-level nabo afunda kanye nabo. He becomes a student. Angcola uthisha sinokwenza siba monitor lapha. Ungazungamboni uthisha uthi hawu okunothisha kani la, uyabona efunda uma eqeda lapho abuyele eklasini, ubuyela ukufundisa kwakhe sekuimprove kakhulu, yabo. So ama-TVET colleges akhona guys, singaphuma siyofunda khona. Ngiyasazi izathu ukuthi why abantu bangafuni ama-TVET colleges. TVET colleges usibekele izathu mama, they were marginalized for a very long time. Kwaziwa nje ukuthi i-TVET college, it was a dumping site nje. Uma busungu rejectwe university kodwa futhi nasekhaya bafuna uhlala ekhaya, uzokwenzani? Hamba e-TVET college, yabona. And as such abantu bafika ama-TVET colleges naleyo mqondo ongasile bese bayafeyila futhi ngempela. Uchazile ubayanda leyo. Kukhona i-stats nje ade ngisibuka 2016 to 2018 abafundi konke ama-TVET colleges esirelezo u-DHET u-NCV program lo abafundi abaqalile njengala kithi abaqalile ngo-2016 versus abaqedile ngo-2018 kuqale 3,300 but efinishile it's 271. That is 7%. Ngase ngibuka istats sawo wonke ama-TVET colleges engathi yenze kahle no 19%, which means that is very, very bad. Ese wonke ama-TVET colleges achieve 9.2%. We call that the throughput rate. So ngase ngicabanga ukuthi no, this is an opportunity yokwenza research. I'll be doing my doctorate starting from next year. Ngifuna ukucubungula ukuthi yini ama-reasons enza ukuthi si-achieve solo. Yabo. So I'll be doing that. Ngokusiza uThixo-ke, hopefully I'll be also doing another master's with education and work. So education ithathe nifa emqondweni bese uba ne-vision. I-education uyenze as a tool ukuthi yenze lento wena ofuna ikwenza. Then bese ukhohlela abantu abakhuluma ukuthi education ayisebenzi, it's because of ipolitiki and all that. If we entertain such thoughts and such comments, angeze kusebenzele education. But thina esikholelwa kuyona education nesisenza ngendlela esicabanga ukuthi iyona right, education iyasebenza. Because akusithi nasonke sigijimisa ukuba nemali. Kuba nemali ku-right, but i-vision yami ukuthi one day uSimni Okuhle noLesakhanya bazoya e-university. There must be somebody at university oseyidraftile i-curriculum abazoyifunda okuyi-correct curriculum. So when I'm in positions of power, I'll be able to influence the curriculum abazoyifunda. Niyayibona leyo nto leyo. So you have a vision njengomuntu and work towards your vision. Besathi uPaul ke ngenza noma yini ngayo ngiqinisayo. Angithi? Yes. Yebo mama.
The main purpose of TVET colleges was to address the imbalances of the past. Hence, TVET college, it doesn't have an age restriction. Ukuthi usugugile, usuna 40, awukwazi ukufunda. You can still go and study with TVET college because it is there to address the imbalances of the past. And again, it's there it train future employees and future employers. Awufundela ukuthi uyoba employee, but ufundela futhi ukuthi ube yini, ube employee. So enye into kuma ntwana bethu abangena kuma TVET college, since there's so much money in TVET colleges, to an extent sometimes it's being abused, that money. Especially Nina, when you go to a TVET college, ungayi nge-attitude yokuthi ngizothola u-NSFAS ozonginikeza imali ye-grant yokucover lokhu and so that and that. Yeah, with a mind yokuthi ngiyokwenza njani, ngiyofunda, because that's where we lose it. Our students, most of them, they go there for ama-benefits more than ukwenza njani, ukufunda. So mangaya khona with a mind ukuthi ngiyokwenza njani, ngiyofunda. One of the things again is offerishwa ama-sitters, ama-bursaries. They also offer ama-bursaries, ama-sitters. Mini masters yami ngiyenze nge-sitter. I didn't pay a cent. It paid everything from research, tuition, all that stuff. Ama-TVET colleges are very, very rich if you will take the opportunity and grab it and run with it. Both for even our staff members. Most of my qualifications, funding, I got it from TVET colleges. I didn't pay a cent. So TVET college, it can address the social issues. They can be able to address our social ills like esikhulume ngabo.
Siyabonga kakhulu. Unabona ukuhlala kwena zange kube in vain. Nitholile lolwazi nalithola mahala. Engithanda ukubonga before Ayanda Eze, just a word of motivation, just for 3 minutes. Bese kuthi umphathi wama-ambassadors ezazosivalela. Bese siyaqeda. Engicela ukubonga Sister Phumi, thank you very much. That was powerful. Osiphe kona ama-social ills kanye nase-TVET futhi. Engikujabulelile ukuthi akuna age, Sister Phakathi asambeni sofundana. Asambeni uzwile ukuthi akuna age. Siyobheka thina manje ngifuna neplumbing ngingayenza nami. Ngoba ngifunda lapha ekhaya ngiblokhelwa itoilet, ngilanda umuntu ngihlamba into encane afika ngibiza u500 kanti lento bengazenzela ngifaka irabha. Ngingakwazi ukuyoyenza. Nala enkonzweni ngibuye ngilethe certificate sama kublock ama toilet, ngilethe ilokhuzana skills sami. Ngiyabonga ke manithi ayikho ilokhuzana age restriction. Sibonga kakhulu ke Sister Phumi, sisazonisebenzisa nonke njoba sisazoqhubeka njoba sesiqalile. Ngibonge Bayanda, akudingi ukuthi uzuqhamuka ekhaya elirich angithi. Usitshelile ukuthi kade ingane kabani. Niyabona ukuthi ogogo bane impact. Enkulu impact ogogo. Siyabonga, yabona iMafusini hayi ukuthi yimbi bazalwane. I-apartheid eyayenze ya creator leyanto ukuthi abantu bangasebenzi, bahlupheke bese bephila leya mpilo. Kodwa manje usungaya khona eMafusini ungabona improvement elapha. Nabantwana esikolweni lapha eSiphuthando sekuyaphasa sebeshaya 100% ngoba sebetholile ukumotivate ukuthi hayibo asingayivumeli icolonization is destroy. Niyabona nje namhlanje sesithole ini ilokhuzana igolide silithole kuphi eMafusini. Siyabonga kakhulu Mafusini, siyabonga Bayanda mfana wami. Uqhubeke njalo sodamane sikuhlupha nisebenzisana nomphathi wakho nize nizosiza. Size kuwe ke Mkhwenyana. Brother, kuthiwa sithi brother Livuno. Thank you very much. Besingalazi ulwazi olungaka. Ubuthule nje nalo. Kodwa sesizokuhlupha ke ngoba nampa abantwana bethu bayafunda, abanye abantwana bethu yebo banawo ama special needs. Uthola ukuthi ugood kuma skills, kodwa academic is struggling. Hayi ngoba ngempela engakafundiseke uthisha akakwazi ukungena elokhuzaneni emhlabeni walomntwana afundiseke. Njoba esho Sister Phumi ukuthi sinawe isinelokhuzana ne-inclusive no-AAC. Labantwana abafuna kakhulu ini ama skills, into enjani ephathekayo. Njoba eshilo omunye ukupheka, besinomama lapha abagude ekuphekeni. Kodwa ama skills nami kusho ukuthi fanele ngiwalethe ama skills ami. Khona ama skills khona ngizothola certificate ngoba sasikwazi khona ogogo abakwazi ukwenza ojeqe la kodwa abanazo certificate. Kodwa ushilo kubayanda ukuthi ke woza ke eTVET bazokutraina khona uzothi mawuze marketing uyodayisa njoba imisebenzi ingekho. Uthole kwena ukuthi usebenza kangcono uyakwazi ukwenza imarketing. Siyabonga kakhulu. Sanpromoter ukuthi niye ema-TVET. Singathi masuqeda umatric usuhlele ekhaya njoba besho ukuthi iyapromothwa kabi ukuthi mawuhluleka e-high school hamba lapha. Akunjalo. Akunjalo bantakwethu. Athi senizwele. Sengithemba ukuthi nje ama-ambassadors hayi nama-pathfinder selapha ekugcineni seniyitholile i-understanding. Ngibonga nabazali abezile ukuzolalela ngoba information is power. Sathi uNkulunkulu angasisiza kuko konke esikwenzayo. Nepresence yenu ngiyabonga kakhulu bantakwethu ningadinwa. Mzalwane brother Mfundisi Ayanda, just a word of encouragement bese ku Sister Zwane ezosibongela kuNkulunkulu.
Siyabonga bazalwane. Sister Zwane ibusondela nje because ithubi sekade kukhulunywa. I think me futhi ngikhuluma kuzoba too much. I just want to give you a verse. Ayisondela nje ube la eduzane ngoba ngizoyiletha imic. Iverse engifuna nilikhumbule guys. Thola lapha ku Ecclesiastes chapter 9 verse 10 lithi whatever your hand finds to do, do it with all your might. You don't have to wait until usuhlele office and then you're going to work hard. You start working hard usasekhaya. Cleaning izitsha, dluleni umbhede, being helpful ekhaya. Make sure you are the best that you do it. It also comes to la enkonzweni. Masikucela ukuthi ucule, ungaqala ubuke ukuthi ubani oculisayo, even noma khona oyedwa. do it with all your might. And ungacelwa, have the initiative. Because once you start having that initiative, it will translate to other things in your life. Don't think ukuthi kuzokwenzeka usumdala. It starts here. You prepare yourself, usasela. So while the platform is here, make use of it, take advantage of it, and uzobona ukuthi uNkulunkulu uyokusiza. So remember this verse, Ecclesiastes chapter 9, verse 10. It's whatever your hand finds to do, do it with all your might. Ujuluke, wenza into encane. Ujuluke. And then ekugcineni there's another verse, ihlangene lapha ku verse 11. Lithi, the race is not for the swift and the battle for the strong. No riches for the man of understanding, no favor to the man of skill, but time and chance happen to all of them. uSolomon umshumayeli, i-race, because sonke sikwi-race la. And lento, this is very important, ayishilo undaba ezitha. Ukuthi what is important in life is that don't look at other person kwi-race. Bheka wena ukuthi this is my race. And when you're fighting your race, ngeke unake abanye abantu ukuthi ayi lo useprogresse kakhulu, mina I'm here, abanye baya progress, angika progress. Focus on your race, and the more you focus on your race, God will bless you. Because this race, and ngiyithandile into eshiwo ubrother Lvuna, ukuthi don't think uzwa abantu ukuthi bathi education ithini. He is the living testimony ukuthi education can make it happen. So whatever your hand finds to do, asenzeni njani? Do it with all our might. Wenze ngamandla. So cela uSister Zwane ezeke azosivalela umthandazo. Siyabonga. Amen.
Ngaphambi kokuthi sivale amehlo ngifuna ukubonga nje, ngibongeka specifically ama-ambassadors bakithi. Ngiyanibonga abantu abami ngoba ukuba beningekho lana ubhuti omncane laphayana lokho asesinike kona okungaka, Nkosi yami, bengeke nize nikwazi. Bengingaba khona mina ngumzali kaNokuhle, kodwa bengeke ngikwazi ukukuthula kuNokuhle nje bekuthulile. Siyabonga mkhwenyana wethu, siyabonga futhi again ama-ambassadors nje, ngithi nje salute bantu abami, qhubeke kanjena njalo, manibizwa just come nizolalela. Okulandelayo ke sonibonga, siyanikhipha siyodla manje okulandelayo lapho, angithi? Ngizocela sivala amehlo. Baba oyingcwele, yisenkosi yethu Jesu Kristu, siyabonga umusa wakho ongako senzele wona. Sibonga uthando sithanda ngalo, ngoba ukuba bengelona uthando olwakho, lokho kwenzekile namhlanje bengeke kwenzeke. Siyakhala singabazali abaziyo kakhulu nabatholile ulwazi ngama-TVET. Sithola ukuthi ngempela kwakutholakala ukuthi ama-TVET indawo nje zokuthi uyalahlelwa, kodwa ulwazi sesilitholile, siyajabula kakhulu. Ngelinye ilanga bayoba baningi abazali abazokwazi ukuthi bambuleleke. Siyabonga Jehova umusa wakho ngabantwana bakho abathe beza ngaphambili bakwazi ukukhuluma lokho abakukhulumile bathume kona. Siyabonga ke Jehova abaphathi abathe bahamba phambili kwakwazi ukuhleleka, ngoba ukuba beungavumanga bekungeke kuze kwenzeke. Siyathemba ke Jehova ukuthi kuningi okusazokwenzeka. Abantwana bethu sibafisela ukuthi bahambe bayofunda, njengoba eseshilo ubhuti Bafana ukuthi education kuya ngokuthi wena wenza kanjani, kukhona okuzokwenzeka empilweni yakho. Ufocus nje kuphela mntanami. Siyakubonga Jehova ngalabantwana, babusise Jehova, ubamboze ngenkazimulo yakho nalabe khona Jehova olungileyo. Peer pressure buye eceleni ngoba wena khona moya engcwele. Siyakuthandaza Jehova ngegama elihle lomfelo uthi Jesu Kristu bonga manje ngaphakade. Amen.
Okay, sesifike ekugcineni. Sibonga kakhulu ukuba khona kwenu. Sesocela ukuthi laba abangawatholanga ama-pack